related to your physical. It's time to talk some this and more. We gonna talk about it all. DVD, CD, UHD, VHS, books, Blu-ray. Who knows, maybe you'll even see a laser disc today. Let's get physical. We wanna talk some physical media. Movies and TV, music and more. Come check out what we have in store. This is the media house stream. It's time for some physical media on FanZcene.
I know it was like really popular because it like won some Oscars and whatever, but
Jimmy does guys.
It's got the Mighty Ducks guy. Got that guy.
No! Yes, but no! He's not the Mighty Ducks guy! It's Emilio Estevez! For the You can never have enough physical media.
As always, that is the truth to power. You can never have enough physical media. But welcome, fellow followers, back to the Physical Media Show here on FanZcene. With me tonight is the return of
I'm slacking.
Tom.
This is not just for me, this is for all of us.
Yes.
I'm slacking, sorry.
That's right, that's right.
They like us.
The one in the back took her top off. I saw it.
Show us your boobs, both of them.
You mean both of them? But yeah, so we have the return of Tom and Clark the Shark. Welcome. How you guys doing?
Welcome back, Tom. Thank you for having me both. And just want to say we missed you, Tom. And Greg's been holding the fort down. You know, well, it's your channel, but it's been
Welcome
great.
back,
So,
Clark.
thank
It's been
you.
a while since you've been on.
Welcome back.
I was just thinking the same thing.
I know, Carter.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Right up your nose with
Oh my God, Mr. Carter. Look at all these movies that Tom brought. Oh my God. We're going to be here all night.
Oh, baby.
I wish I could do a Horseshack voice because that'd be perfect, but I just can't. So
I haven't watched the show enough, but the Travolta thing is easy because he always sounds like that.
He's Travolta. But
Sandy.
Wella, tell me more.
It's automatic, hydromatic, systematic. I can't think of any more words that rhyme with matic.
It could be the shit. Grease lightning.
Grease lightning. We're gonna get some tit.
I'd love to see The Outsiders and Grease Lightning or Grease with a crossover, a proper,
Yeah.
Like Let's go
SNL
cruise a
sketch.
YMCA in a gym. No, I'm sorry. I mean some chicks.
That's great.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Hey, let's say hi to the chat real quick.
Do you like to bench press? You think you could lift me?
I'll take your face off.
I'll kiss your face off. You're such a pretty man.
Let's get to the chat and we'll talk some more and everything. Clark, I hope you're good. I hope you're in for the ride tonight.
I'm in for the ride, baby.
We got John the Beagle Dad. What's up, John the Beagle Dad? Glad to see you with us here as always. And we have Random Brad Creator says, watching the replay, get in there and make some comments soon. Have a great one. Yes, thank you. I hope you enjoy the replay, Random Brad. I know you've been very busy lately. Hope to see you in the chat back eventually when you can. But thank you for the comment. And we have Uncle Remus. Now that Tron and Tron Legacy are out on 4K, can we get the Black Hole and 2000 Leagues Under the Sea and the Song of the South? Yes. Can we? Please. I doubt we'll ever get Song of the South, but the Black Hole and the 2000 Leagues Under the Sea would be nice. That would be nice.
I actually saw, sorry to interrupt you, Greg. I just have to chime in. I actually saw Song of the South in the theater in 1986. Never to be seen again. It's a beautiful film.
It is. And the fact that they want to erase it is a crime as far as I'm concerned. And I'm glad I knew somebody that got me a bootleg of it. So
nice.
You got a decent copy as for it. It'll last me, I guess, until Disney gets their head out their asses and gives us a real copy. And what's up, style section? He says, "Hell to you, beautiful physical media maniacs! I believe today is the return of the." Yes, Tom is back with us today. He has returned as always with us. And then we also have Brian Barth. Hell to you, Brian Barth! Glad to see you in the chat. And yes, good pickups with Cobra and Demolition Man. And then let's see, we have Danny Hooley. Hi to you, Danny. Glad to see you in the chat with us this evening. Howdy, Doe Buffett. Glad to see you there as well. Psycho Not Your Daddy. Glad to see you there. You just got home from 16 hours. Perfect time. All hell yeah. Enjoy. Sit back, relax, and watch the physical media show tonight. So, and enjoy what we're going to show you. And 16 hours, that's a long shift, man. So just crack you a cold one or whatever and sit back, relax. What is up, Captain Krypton? It says, yo, 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 hello, everybody. I actually got off work early. So, all right, there you go. It's glad to see you in the chat because I know you always have to watch the replay. Glad to see you with us tonight as well. Hell to you, Dragonzilla says, got my Tron and Tron Legacy steelbooks today. Haven't got a chance to watch them yet. I have not been able to buy the Trons or a lot of the steelbooks and stuff here lately. I just have not. I just haven't had the money, and I'm so slow on pre-ordering stuff like that. I'm not lucky. I'm just not lucky. So I'll probably have to import the 4K standards from Orbit or Diabolic when I get some money. But who else we have? We have Davina Duckworth. Glad to see you in the chat. What is up, Corley Rogue? Hi to you. Glad to see you with us as well. Hell to you, Tim Hayes. Glad to see you with us in the chat. Anthony Draven. What is up? Hell to you. And let's see. Who else do we have in the chat? Yes, I said Davina Duckworth. Yes, let's get physical. And we have Hitchhiker 42. Hell to you. Glad to see you with us. And am I missing anybody else? Let's see. Oh, we have Cynical. What's up, Cynical? Glad to see you in the chat. Let's see. Okay, I think we are all caught up. Welcome everybody in the chat and everybody watching on the YouTubes. Glad you can join us tonight. And hey, tonight you actually get more than just me. Last week, I tried to do a show by myself last week. I'm trying to get a little used to that and everything because I knew people were busy and I didn't know if we was going to be able to do the show and everything and with everything that happened. So, but I held it down. But how you doing, Clark? How you been since the last time you've been on the show?
Doing well. And thanks for the show last week. I know a lot of us need a little levity that day, and you were there to deliver. So yeah. I'm doing well, and just reminder to all of our fellow followers out there, dreams do come true, and I'm happy to be here. So thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Always love the show, man.
I'm glad you've been a big supporter for a long time, and I'm glad to have you on when you can come on. What's up, Void King? Glad to see you with us, and thank you, Captain Krypton. Even though I did say he pointed it out, and I was trying to avoid it, but when I was talking about which we'll get into upcoming physical releases here in a minute, this bringing me to it. It's like last week when I was on myself and I was talking about the Tom and Jerry 6-disc set from Warner Brother Archive. I said 6 dicks. So thanks for pointing that out, Captain Krypton. So thanks for pointing that out when my blunder. Arrow Empire Collection. Yes, Dolls, Robot Jocks. That's a good set. That is a good set. Good set to get. But okay, let's see. What do we got for upcoming releases? I don't know if Tom wants to do them or if I'll do them, but I'll try to pull up some of the ones we got coming if I can find them. I just got to find them.
I hate to say it, teacher, but I don't have my fucking homework this week.
That's okay. I will find what I think
the only ones I remember right offhand is the Pink Panther ones, but that was last week maybe, or was that this week?
I don't
Was
know.
that Monday? Or was it last week?
I remember you maybe we mentioned.
Well, I brought him up to Andre. That's the only reason I remember, because those are some of his favorite films, and I told him about him, and I know we talked about him on the morning show. I don't know if you mentioned him last week, but that's all I remember.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, the Pink Panther movies are coming. I know where F1 has been announced on 4K and
Which I
Blu-ray.
actually brought a lot of info about before. Which yes, it will be the
Yes.
IMAX edition. So yeah.
Yes. So that's coming. It's available pre-order now. I don't think it has a date yet, so you can get the Steelbook, the standard 4K or Blu-ray. I know Umbrella Entertainment. Where's Rookie at when you need him? I think he was when I brought this on. Umbrella Entertainment is doing 4K scan of Memento from Christopher Nolan. We're working on it right now, so I mean that's not coming soon, but it's being worked on now, so that'll probably be a year or two. See what else do we got? I'm trying to find everything. The Criterion release some, which I'll find them here in a minute. But you can get Catch Me If You Can, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks, coming to 4K in a steelbook, and it looks like a standard edition, and that will be coming soon. I don't think it has a date announcement yet, but that's coming. Minority Report with Tom Cruise is coming from Paramount on 4K, and it's steelbook and standard. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with some horrible artwork on the standard edition, and but it's getting a steelbook as well. That's coming soon. And then we got let's see, I'm trying to find everything. From the Lionsgate limited edition, what's his name movie? Starring Mimi, is it Mimi Rogers? Is that who's in it? Yes, Mimi Rogers and Gary Busey and Michael McKean. Hider in the House. Hider in the House is coming from Lionsgate limited, and then we also have. I don't understand why people like this movie, but it looks like Lionsgate Limited is also doing Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves, and Ana de Armas is coming to. That movie sucked. I'm sorry, but that movie sucked. I don't get people's fascination with that. Also coming from Lionsgate Limited is Jacob's Ladder in a steelbook in 4K. And then I'm trying to find the Criterions. I need to find that because I know Criterion did Pee Wee Herman, Pee-wee's Big Adventure is coming to 4K from Criterion, with yet again some more horrible artwork on it. I think that's most what I just said. U571 is coming from on a 4K standard and whatnot, but I gotta find that Criterion real quick so I can tell you all the Criterion, and I think that's about it. Criterion. Let me look these up. Come on. Am I glitching? What happened? Come on.
The artwork looks like something they'd sell on the boardwalk that's almost the same, but not enough to get copyright infringement.
Right. It's just
like, I don't know what the idea is. There's all kinds of things going on.
I mean, look at that artwork. Look at that. That is horrible. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Just like that is like Criterion. You have the crappiest artwork ever. It's enough. Please stop. It's horrible.
I guess that's the Alamo in the back.
I guess it's just make sure it says Tim Burton and it's got Pee Wee Herman. Can't we just get him on the bike? The poster art, just the regular.
Less is more.
Yeah, that's just it's. I can't get behind Criterion's artwork lately, but that's coming out in 4K, and also Return of Reason is coming from Criterion. These are the December releases. Salam Bombay is coming from Criterion, and David Byrne's American Utopia, is coming from Criterion, and His Girl Friday. Howard Hawks, His Girl Friday, starring Cary Grant and Rosalind Russell. That's a pretty good one there to get on. I'm not sure if that's 4K. Yes, I think some 4K as well from Criterion as well. And then I Know Where I'm Going. I think we mentioned that one before. I don't know I think we did. Know Where I'm Going. I'm not sure, but that's on there as well. I believe that is about it. Let's see what the chat was saying real quick. It's Casey mentioned something I missed. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is another WB UHD that's dumping the Blu-ray extras. Yeah, sadly they do that. And then they got, let's see what. Yeah, I'd fire the art department for these discs big time. Yes, that is horrific. Yep. You
From
guys,
what we've learned is it's
yeah.
basically like a marketing department that does it. And
Yes.
they do this because they think that kids won't buy them. It's like they're not going to fucking buy them anyway, probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, are you serious?
So-
That's their reasoning.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if a kid's going to be into a movie, the cover is not going to be the thing to draw them in. It's because they've
Right.
been introduced to the film in some other way, probably. So in this case, you should be playing towards the collectors / older market. And in most cases, a lot of these movies have very iconic art. And Pee-wee Herman or Pee-wee's Big Adventure is one of them, regardless if it's not the typical post. I get what they're trying to do with it. Just like I get what they're trying to do with The Wiz and House Party and Hollywood Shuffle, but it's not fucking working.
It's not. Especially like with the Criterions.
Yeah.
They're not most of the kids, like younger kids, are not buying Criterion. Matter of fact, I've been covering this on my channel.
Yeah, I mean, I singled out Criterion in this, but yeah, no, Warner Brothers is one of the worst fucking examples.
Is big time. Yeah, and like I've been covering here on my channel because I've been seeing this as they've been talking about the young people that are actually buying physical media. They're not so much buying theirs online or from like Barnes and Nobles. They're going to like secondhand stores and thrift stores, like boutique stores like that, to get their physical media now. It's a little hipster thing with the younger generation. So, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say in that vein too. I think younger generation, kids my age, will. I think because Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the artwork, if I'm not mistaken, was reminiscent of the show. So they're going to be turned on mostly to the show first, or from maybe the Paul Rubens documentary, but you should keep it in tandem with that. I think to do, what Tom said, that radical departure for it's going to do the opposite. Like it's just too much going on.
Yes, too busy.
Because the 80s physical media, the 80s poster was like peak poster art for that time. That's like a prime example of it. So yeah, I just don't know why they're messing it up like that. I mean, that's just a lot.
Yeah,
well, not just that. You have a lot of cases where you can have reversible art, and we even have a situation sometimes where there was more popular or more well-known video art, right? Like as something that maybe you can speak to, Greg, because sometimes the big point of that was to sell you on shit you don't even know what the hell it is half the time. But,
yeah, big time. Matter of fact, somebody just sent me a thing. There's a video store opened up in Akron, Ohio. It's not, it's like the VH. You can't rent the VHS tapes, but it's set up to look like it's like Slashback Video, if you've ever heard of that. And the story they did about it was talking about how the cover artwork invoked these feelings, and you remember seeing them on the shelves as a kid in the video store and everything. So yeah, there's something to be said about those original poster artworks and how they draw your eye in compared to what they're doing today with like the Criterion and Warner Brothers and all that crap with their marketing and bad artwork that's not drawing anybody in. Yes, I believe Tom has. I have it too, but I don't think I brought it. I brought on.
Yeah, I think I brought it on last year.
Yeah,
whenever it came out. Yeah, it was all right. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
just shit factory though. So just wait till it goes on sale.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think
Shit Factory hasn't sold out of a lot of movies lately.
I've noticed that.
Kind of funny how it corresponds with their pissy customer service bullshit, huh?
Yes, I've noticed that, and I've noticed they've there are a lot of hype around their stuff has kind of died down. They don't get as hyped as much as they used to. So
yeah, what happened to that whole special thing they were supposed to have for the members only deal? I've never hardly seen any of the exclusives come out of that. It's like they do less exclusives now that they have this supposed thing than before when they didn't.
Yeah, and it's like all their big October releases are all the Halloween movies again, but this time on Steelbook.
Yeah.
So it's
but they still can't put them in a fucking box set.
No, they can't. It's like, we got our big Halloween coming up. We need our big movies. We got to get our big sets and everything. We're a Scream Factory. What are we gonna do?
Well, what's sad
Release the
is
Halloween movies.
the Shit Factory has gotten some really good titles as of the last year or so. But as with like Time Cop and Ace Ventura, they did fuck all with special features.
Right?
And with Ace Ventura, they even gave us a version that we're not used to, speaking of video, because sometimes this would happen back in the day, and this one actually advertised it. But sometimes they would alter the movies, sometimes on video, and we didn't know it until way later. And then we'd see the theatrical cut on HBO or whatever and going, what the fuck?
Yep.
Like, you know, so like, yeah, so that's one of those cases where why are we not getting the video version? Even though it's just one scene, the movie feels wrong without it.
Yeah.
And I see how it cuts now, but I'm like, wow, I've never seen that version because I didn't happen to see Ace Ventura in theaters. So to me, it's always been that version that was on video with the extra like 40 seconds of footage or whatever it is.
Yeah. And it's like I just brought it. You weren't here. You weren't here but I brought on the Explorers, Joe Dante's Explorers.
Oh yeah.
And they have both versions of that, the home video version and the theatrical version, because when it was released on home video, they cut 2 scenes out of the movie. So most people grew up watching that, you know, home video version over the theatrical version. So at least at that point in time, they put it on those discs. But, you know, it's few and far between with Shout Factory. Yes, Arrow Video has released a bunch of 4Ks. We just brought on the Friday the 13th. Well, I guess they are the Friday the 13th, but the Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. And I brought on a couple other 4Ks from Arrow. Tom's brought on some.
I just had Cobra not too long ago and some other ones. Yeah.
And they got In the Mouth of Madness comes out this October on 4K. I got Trick or Treat on 4K. So like, yeah, they've got 4Ks. Oh, I get what you're talking about. Never mind. He's talking about the movie, The Stuff on 4K. Yes. Yes, the 4K.
Oh, I was thinking that for a second. I'm like, does he mean the movie, The Stuff? Yes, I think it actually just did. Yeah.
Yes, it just came out. See, that's like, I'm old. I boomered it. Clark's the young one here. He's, you know, he's in rookie and runner's age. He could have helped us there, but he didn't. So
What?
I got to throw somebody under the bus. I got to throw somebody under the bus.
My thing was on mute. I'm so sorry. Hey, Arrow, did they release a Ninja Turtles 4K?
It's coming. It's I believe in December. All 3 movies.
All 3, the original trilogy?
Yes, the original trilogy
nice.
will be on 4K from Arrow. I believe it comes out in December, if I remember correctly.
Very nice.
Yes. For the most part, Arrow is region free. There are some that aren't. They make sure to tell you though with Arrow. They'll tell you if it's US, UK, and whatnot. So if it's just UK only, it's not region free. So you got to be careful. But 4K disc for the most part, there's only been like maybe 5 that isn't. 4K is region free all around. So except for maybe like five releases out of the past couple years have been not full on region free videos. Umbrella from Australia tends to be region free for the most part. But you'll know, yes, Kroll is out on 4K now. Another steelbook I missed out on, and I probably will have to wait till I get some money for that. So, but with that being said, who wants to go first tonight? I mean, Tom, you're back, or Clark, you're here. Whoever wants to go first, they can go first and show off whatever movie they want to show off.
I think we should give everyone what they want, and let's have a clip from Tom coming up. Nobody wants to see my shitty pick first. Don't want to leave that salty taste in everyone's mouth.
Hey, there's no wrong picks here unless you're rookie.
This is true.
There's no wrong picks here unless you're rookie.
So you want me to go? I can do a quick one first. That's
not
a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, do a quick one.
How about I do this since I already did a video on this one? I do the Karate Kid ones real quick here.
Okay.
Nice.
Because I mean, it's not a real surprise. You know, I got the. If you want to see it more in depth, this is a very expensive.
Wow.
It's like $200. Like, it's not cheap, and it's really nice. It's got some nice art on the back here. I mean, if you're a Karate Kid fan, I mean, this I both love and hate because you have to be careful opening it. But it is a 3D diorama.
Wow.
No mercy. Hey, it works
The
this
work of
time.
art.
Yeah, this one works.
Yeah, that's
So
beautiful.
so then you got all the films, and as I said, you want a more in-depth look at it, check out my video. There's some goodies with it. As you see here on the back, you get all the, if I can get it to, you get like a headband, some patches, some cards. So I mean, it's a nice set. I'd wait till it goes down in price, perhaps, because it is pricey. But for the first time, you get the next Karate Kid, which previously, if you didn't buy the dual pack, I think with part 3, you had to get as a made-on-demand disc. And this is, basically the same scan in here on the Blu-ray as this, but the 4K looks really nice. And then they got the Karate Kid with Jackie Chan, and now I think I did some research on this. As best as I can tell, this was shot on film, but I didn't really tell a huge difference between the 4K and the Blu-ray, so I'm thinking it was finished in 2K and they just up-converted it. But of course, most people will probably just be content with the original box set. But another upside here is not only do you get this version of part 1 in here, which isn't the same one that's in here, right? So people got to keep this in mind. This movie's been released now 3 times on 4K, or at least twice. No, 3 times. So this version here has more stuff on it than this one does. This has all the new deleted scenes they found. So that version's in here. Nice. And also 2 and 3 have nothing as far as special features on this version. They've got a bunch of deleted scenes and dailies on here. Plus they added the animated series to part 3 as a special feature. So you get all like 13 or 16 episodes or whatever it is. They're in standard def, nice. But you still have them because I don't think they've ever been released on official DVD before. They've bopped up here and there on streaming services in the past, but I've never been able to get my hands on them, or I'd own them. So that's a plus and a bonus. You get all that inside there. Next Karate Kid also has deleted scenes and stuff like that. So everything gets some sort of new bonus feature except for the Jackie Chan Jaden one. I think that's just all the same stuff that's on the Blu-ray. Nothing new there. I could double check, but I'd have to dig into it. But then I also rewatched the new Karate Kid film, which I still got to admit is not as bad as it should be, but it could have been a much better film had they just not made it a Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio team-up movie. Had they just kept them out of it, the movie would have worked and been better. I don't know if you guys, either one of you have seen it yet.
I haven't seen it, but I remember when you was talking about it, it sounded like it was like 2 different movies.
I stand by my original review because the first half of the film is very entertaining and it's easy to get sucked into, but that last half is a drudge to get through. It is like running through quicksand and everything feels so forced.
Yeah. I was just going to say. Sorry.
Did you see it, Clark?
Yeah.
Okay, so you agree with me on this, or you have a different 100%. Point of view?
100%. And the beauty of the first part is just the chemistry with those two. Like I could watch that all day.
Right, the chemistry works, and the reversal of the kid being the teacher this time. I like that. Yeah. Sorry, go on, Clark. I didn't mean to.
No, that was it. Just agreeing.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but when you were describing it, that's what it sounded like. That part was really good, and then
the kid's actually likable. That's the thing. The kid is like you try not to like him, right? Like you want to go in hating him, hating this movie, and then you're right. Like Clark's right. Like once you get past the opening with Jackie Chan, and you get into the story proper, it is pretty much like Karate Kid meets Rocky Balboa, and that's what this movie should have been. Didn't need any kind of Karate Kid connection whatsoever. If anything, you could have just said the kid is a Miyagi by blood. And, just buried it in the story somewhere. Like, oh, yeah, my uncle used to teach me. I don't think he had brothers and sisters, though, but like his, step uncle somewhere down the line removed, whatever. Who cares a fuck? Yeah. Doesn't even have to be Miyagi-Do. Point being, they could have done it, but anyhow, it didn't even have to be any connection whatsoever. Just a Karate Kid movie in story only. And with the reversal is enough for me to make it different. And like you said, likable enough. You didn't need the antagonist for him. You didn't need the 5 boroughs fight. That suddenly just turns it into like a video game. And then having this camaraderie back and forth with Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio, because that's the problem is it is 2 scripts or 2 or 3 scripts crammed together and it feels like it. You get 2 montages in the movie.
Two.
Yeah, you get a training montage with Joshua Jackson and a training montage with Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. So you get both. And that whole thing is so stupid because it makes no sense because Jackie Chan brings him in because the kid's got to learn karate, right? So the whole time Jackie Chan's resisting Ralph Macchio's teachings until they finally find a way to work together. It makes absolutely no sense. I don't know if you agree with me or not, Clark, but I'm like, why are they fighting? Like, why not like physically fighting, but they're fighting their teachings the whole way through. And it's like, especially Daniel, he'd be like somebody like, look, I deal with this all the time with Johnny Lawrence. I do not want to deal with this with you. Like, that's what he should have said at some point. I'm feeling like
It almost absolutely, and it almost feels like, and tell me what you think, that so the script was almost like some throwaways of the original, and it almost felt like a legacy script, but I don't know what the timeline of production was, but it was almost like, Cobra Kai's running out. Let's get something on deck just to capitalize on this. And then it started off strong, and then it's almost like somebody else jumped in and like rewrote the last, the third act or something. It was just, I don't know, something didn't gel in there.
my understanding is that, yeah, it's basically like 3 scripts crammed together.
There you go.
Well.
Yeah.
Like there was one script that was the Joshua Jackson kid story. And then there was another version, I think, that was just Jackie Chan. And then they brought in Ralph Macchio. And yeah, it was just,
The thing is, I did not even know Joshua Jackson was even in this movie because the way they marketed it, I don't think they ever showed him, or at least that when I saw like the trailers or whatever, I never noticed him. So I wouldn't even have known that he was in it because the way they marketed it, it was Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio and it's legacy and it's a new kid. And then you wouldn't even know the other part of the story even exists in the movie from the way it was marketed and everything. So who knows?
And I don't think he's been doing a lot of films too. I know he was in Dr. Death, but I don't know. I haven't seen any of his work, and I couldn't even tell you. Like, I don't know what the deal is.
I saw him in Fringe, the TV show Fringe. So that's like the last time I saw him. But I know he's been working, so he's been working. But yeah, so I put a link in the chat there if you guys want to go see Tom's unboxing of that. So it's in the chat, and I also put a link in the chat for Collector Shark's interview with Sean Kanan from Karate Kid Part 3. So
thanks, man.
You guys can check that out if you want to after the show and everything. But let's go ahead, Tom. If you're done, we'll move on to Clark. If you're good to go.
Sure. Yeah, I got a lot of. I don't have anything to compare what you guys have on deck, but
don't worry, man.
Thank you. The local physical media store here called CD Trader did have a 30th anniversary, which is nice just to plug a little physical media that they're doing well enough to celebrate a 30th anniversary with a sale. And it was 30% off everything in the store, regardless of the price. So I capitalized mostly on Blu-rays, but I've only watched 2 so far. And this one is Natural Born Killers, the director's cut, which I haven't seen before. But if you're not familiar with the original, I love the movie. I think it's great. It's got a lot of about 4 minutes, this version of extra footage. And Tom mentioned before, it might have been different cuts of it. Because I know there's a scene when they're leaving Mallory's cell.
Yeah, it's a little alternate, like a little bit alternate in certain aspects and scenes from my understanding. I've not seen the theatrical cut in probably since it came out. So,
yeah, I haven't seen it in a minute either. It's been a while. But this one is good. I think a lot of it was they cut the original, you're thinking early 90s, to get an R rating. So it's a lot more bloody, it's a lot more gory. They use the diner scene in the beginning. There's just a lot of extra violence in it. But if you're a fan of the original or the original cut, I think you'll like this one a lot. So yeah, I enjoyed it. There wasn't anything that different. I didn't listen to the commentary. There's an Oliver Stone commentary on there. Take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, Natural Born Killers. It's a 90s classic.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. I remember it's just like this really weird movie. And was this Quentin Tarantino, right? He wrote this one.
He wrote this, and when I first saw it, I wasn't even a big fan just because I loved Rodney Dangerfield at the time, still do. and his character, you know, he's like basically a pedophile to a degree. And I was like, oh, I can't see this. It's Rodney's and Ladybugs. Like, come on.
Which is funny because Rodney didn't like this either. He kind of
Oh,
disowned
really?
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
He even
And
said,
Quentin
I don't even know why the
like,
fuck
dude.
I'm in this movie or some shit like that. Yeah.
Needed some quick cash. So it's but yeah, it's in the same vein with all the with a lot of earlier Tarantino stuff. So it's good. It's good. You get over the Dangerfield pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, there's you got some actors in some weird, like weirder roles like that, and of course you do have Woody Harrelson making his like big, you know, this is where you get to see more of Woody Harrelson because everybody like knows him from Cheers and everything, and I mean he's done stuff, but like you know this was like his big image change. I thought, you know, so
Yeah, and Tom Sizemore's great in there. I mean, he, you know, there's a scene where he's like, he goes to like choke her, and he's like really trying to kill her, and she like backs away. He's like, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. Like I don't really even know if he's acting at that point. He's just so weird and like creepy in it. Like he steals it. He's great.
yeah. Now
Yeah.
True Romance, Tarantino likes that one. Even though he didn't direct these two, because Tarantino did not like what Stone did to Natural Born Killers at all. I don't know. I don't even remember if he said he's watched it or not all the way through or whatnot. I can't remember that, but he did like True Romance. He did like True Romance. The way that one turned out. But yeah, you know, I haven't seen that in a while, and I know Tom brought on the 4K not too long ago. So it's just one of those like crazy 90s movies, which I was just talking about today, like the 90s TV shows and stuff. Like you really think about some of these shows and stuff from the 90s and movies, and like where are these movies and stuff today? They're just so few and far in between and harder to find nowadays. It's crazy. Yeah, True Romance wasn't changed much from Tarantino's original script. Tony Scott added a happy ending and did the story chronology. Yeah. So it was. I just saw a clip from that today. Matter of fact, about you like with what's her name says. Do you want to get some pie after you watch a movie? Do you like pie? It's a great scene. I love this scene. Yeah, but no, I mean, hey, Clark, never feel ashamed. Never feel ashamed of if you do not have the 4K or if you have a DVD or if you just have a Blu-ray or whatever compared to anything we have, because as long as you have it on a physical copy and you can watch it and enjoy it, that's all that matters. And you're already doing better than Rookie. So that's
Thank you, Greg. And then that's why I failed to bring up, but I'll save it for next time. Santa Claus the movie on DVD. I know you're all looking for that one out there. Dudley Moore's finest role.
Tom's got the 4K of that. I got the Blu-ray.
Did you really? You have it?
I have the Blu-ray. Tom's got the 4K. I've been wanting to
Nice.
pick up the 4K. I love that movie. It's a good movie.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Exactly. Physical media, F streaming. It doesn't matter how you watch it. Doesn't matter how you watch it. So that's the way I see it.
Thanks, man.
Boba Fett saw Santa Claus movie in theaters. So I like that. It's fun.
It's a
movie.
great soundtrack too.
movie.
I mean, it stays in your head for like 2 months. It's like Popeye the movie. That
It's like
soundtrack won't leave you.
Yeah. And it's like Tom and I talked about, it's like the Salkinds, like, we did Superman, what can we do next? Santa Claus. We can use all the tricks we learned on Superman to make Santa Claus. So yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it is. It's good. Yes, I have that set. I have the Tales from the Crypt set. Yes, I do. So it's a good set. We're hearing that a Blu-ray set is coming. So a Blu-ray set of the Tales from the Crypt series could be headed our way in the next year or so. So I'm hoping that comes to fruition. Yeah. But anyways, Clark, if you have any final words on Natural Born Killers or anything, say them now, and I guess we'll move on to me.
No, that's it. Just check it out. I was a fan. I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, it's a good one. It's a good one. My first one, I doubt either one of you have seen, and I just saw it for the first time myself, and that is Brain of Blood by Al Adamson, one of the foremost fathers of really bad B movies. So Brain of Blood right here. Crazy movie from Severin. This comes from Severin. It was actually a double feature with Dracula vs. Frankenstein, which I watched this one and brought it on a while back, but I never watched Brain of Blood, so now I watch Brain of Blood. So now there we have it. And Good night, John the Beagle Dad. Thank you for hanging with us as well tonight. So this movie is essentially a man who is like in an Arabian, who's like the king of like this Arabian nation, is dying of cancer, and he actually dies. And so they've decided that they're going to keep him alive and keep his country going. They're going to fly him to America. They're going to switch out his brain into a new, younger body. Give the person that they're going to put his brain in plastic surgery to make it look like him, and then they're going to fly him back. And that way, his people will never know he died, never know he disappeared. And so when they fly him out to America to change out his brain, turns out the guy that's changed his brain is a mad scientist and has been on world domination and ends up putting his brain in this big giant of a monster a guy because it's the only body he had lying around. And so like the battle ensues between the doctor who treated the man of cancer in his home country against this crazy doctor and everything. And it's just all kinds of goofy. This is like a movie you would definitely see on hey, somebody else besides me has seen it. All right, Hollifield. This is definitely like a movie you would see on like Mystery Science Theater 3000, where they would sit and make fun of it and stuff. But I enjoyed it. It was a fun little movie. I'm getting into my Halloween mode and spirit. So like I tend to start off with these like cheesy B movies, horror comedies, and stuff like that. And this was actually pretty good. So it's got a weird, crazy, stupid ending. It's just like at the end, you're like, what? Are you serious? And it just makes it all the better because it's just so stupid. But it's fun. It's fun. And so it's a fun movie.
It's called Brain's Blood?
Brain of Blood.
A Brain of Blood. All right.
Yeah. And I was actually watching a thing about this. Is like they needed a movie like blood, like movies with blood in the title were doing really well for these, back in the day. And this company wanted to make a blood movie, like a Brain of Blood type movie or whatever in the Philippines. And they wanted it to be done in like months and months and months. And then like Al Adamson came and was like, I can make this movie for you in like 2 weeks in LA and they'll never know.
And it's got Grant Williams in it from Incredible Shrinking Man.
Yes, he's the doctor that the good doctor that they're trying to, that's trying to save the man and everything. And so it's a fun movie. And I also find it funny is like the big tall like monster guy they put his brain in. His name is John Bloom. And it confused a lot of people first because John Bloom is also the real name of Joe Bob Briggs. That's his real name, John Bloom. And some people thought that was him, and it's not him. It's not him at all. It was actually a stunt man. John Bloom was a stunt man in late 70s and 80s. So
interesting.
He did stuff like that. Yeah. And he just so happened to have the same name. Yes. So yeah, no, exactly. It's a bad movie, but it's fun and entertaining. Is the acting always great? No. Is the story coherent? Definitely not. Is it shot in a way where it's like maybe they were like guerrilla filmmaking where they had to hide in certain areas because they didn't have permits? Oh, most definitely. But is it a fun movie? Oh yeah, it's fun. It's fun and cheesy and over the top, and it's just so goofy. But I had fun with it, and I actually would say, now that I've watched Brain of Blood and Dracula vs. Frankenstein, Brain of Blood is actually the better movie of the two. And I'm a big monster fan, but this was just a better movie as far as I'm concerned. So that's
was that your official kickoff to Halloween season, the spooky season?
No, actually, like last week I brought on 2 horror movies.
That was the kickoff.
Yeah, that was my kickoff last week. So yeah. What's up, Steve? What do you mean? What did you walk in? Brain of Blood. You got to walk in. Brain of Blood, man. You got to get into that. So I'm glad to see you. Salute to you. Glad to see you in the chat. What's up? Hell to you, Berserker 99. Glad to see you as well. Thanks for hanging with us, everybody. But no, yeah, if you've never seen those movies, Al Adamson was a special kind of dude who perfected a craft of really like super quick movies, B movies, drive-in movies that were just like so bad they were good. Sadly he met a tragic ending. If I'm thinking it's who it is. I gotta look it up real quick, so I don't want to sound stupid. But if it's who I think what I think happened to him was he had a very bad ending, if I can remember correctly. I want to look this up, make sure I'm not let's see. Yeah. So yeah, in 1995, I was just wanted to make sure because I didn't want to look like stupid, but in 1995, Al Adamson was murdered. And people didn't know he was murdered by he was getting work done on his house, and he just disappeared. Turned out the guy that was working on his house killed him and put him in the concrete under the ground in the basement where they were going to build a pool or something like that. So he met a very sad, tragic end. But his movies, yeah, it's sad, but his movies do live on. His movies do live on, so you can still find them out there. Yeah. Greg always digs out the deep cut of horror stuff. It's like if in the Search of In Darkness movies where an actual guy. That's me. What can I say? Speaking of In Search of Darkness movies, stick tuned to the channel in October. You guys may be seeing some of that pop up on the channel, and maybe one day I'll get to be in a documentary like that. So cool. That'd be cool. Yeah. But anyways, that's all I have for that on that one. It's a fun movie. I had a fun time with it. It's got that 70s, it's like late 70s, and it's got that music and the hair, and the women are really it's just goofy, and the guys are even goofier and stuff. And so it was just a fun movie. It was just a fun movie. I liked it. I had a good time with it.
I love those movies too because the sound mixing is never great in those. There's always it's always so much louder, the effects, because it's added in post with no kind of, and it just adds to the magic to it. You watch the Crazies and the gunshots,
yes.
A shotgun indoors from a pistol, and it doesn't matter. It just works.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I'm gonna add that to my list. That's I'm gonna buy it. I get it.
Yeah. It's from Severin, and it's a double feature. So you get if you get this Blu-ray, because it's Blu-ray, you get Dracula vs. Frankenstein, Brain and Blood, and you also get the soundtrack to Dracula vs. Frankenstein if that version is still available. So let's see here, because that's what I got.
This is a Blu-ray slipcover, right?
Yeah, this is the Blu-ray right here.
Yeah,
and it has both movies, and then it comes with a little drive-in poster type thing. And then that's the soundtrack to Dracula's vs. Frankenstein right there, the CD soundtrack. So I love when they do that. I love when they make stuff like that. So it's good time. It's good time. Now, I had brought on Dracula vs. Frankenstein about I want to say a year ago. So it took me about a year to watch Brain of Blood. And I'm glad I did, because from what I remember of Dracula vs. Frankenstein, Brain of Blood is actually a better movie. So, yeah. Yeah, and you're not wrong. It's the sound is when they're punching and he hits the guy, and then 3 seconds later you hear the punch after he hits him. It's
it's part of the charm. It's great.
It is. It's part of the charm. And then they're talking, and you hear static under their voice because they've made everything go up so loud. So, it's fun. It's a fun movie. But yeah, there you guys have it. There's my first pick of the night. And Tom, if you're ready for your next pick, we can go into you. If not, we can.
I am actually. So, I could do a couple if you want here, at least one or two.
Do what? How many of you? Right now?
Where should I go next here? Since you did some goofy shit,
yeah.
Let's do some goofy shit. Okay, I got a couple of goofy ones here. Let's start with this one. This is one I've never seen before, but probably, in my opinion, is the second best or third best trauma film behind a couple of the Toxic Avenger films, and that is Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD, which just got a 4K release.
I think I'm turning Japanese.
From Vinegar Syndrome. I just forgot their name all of a sudden. And this thing was funnier and funner than it had any fucking right to be. Especially considering, I guess, it was put together by two different creatives with two completely different ideas of what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
It is a batshit crazy trauma film. That's all I have to say. If you haven't seen it before, do yourself a favor. It's basically Green Lantern with a Kabuki Man.
Yeah. Kabuki Warrior.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I have, but it's been a while. I have
Yeah.
seen it, but it's been a while.
It's honestly, there's a PG-13 cut and a PG cut, and you can see why when you see the film. Or a PG-13 and an R-rated cut or unrated cut. Because you can see why when you see the film. It's one of those movies that would definitely work for like a yeah.
Is it exactly what I think it is?
Oh,
Sergeant, the NYPD Kabuki Man.
Oh yeah,
you
the
know,
chopsticks. I remember the chopsticks.
Honestly, this one might be one we could show a trailer on and get away with. Let's see.
Yeah. Well, if it has the Japanese song, I think I'm turning Japanese in the trailer.
I don't know if it does or not.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll cut it out anyways. I always do. But yeah, it's probably exactly what you think it is, Click Shark. And yes, it was Lloyd Kaufman and Hertz. Hertz wanted it to be one thing, and Lloyd Kaufman wanted it to be sort of like Toxie.
Like a superhero kind of thing. Yeah, like Toxie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm surprised they never did a crossover with Toxie, to be honest with you. No, I think it just has its song playing. Turning Japanese, I don't think is in the actual movie at all.
His name is Sergeant Harry Griswold. He's an undercover cop who takes his job seriously.
I need to commandeer this vehicle.
And he's always careful. Crime is at an all-time high. And to make matters worse, an ancient prophecy has unleashed an unbelievable evil spirit. And Griswold is caught in the middle of the crossfire. Strange things begin happening all around him.
Yeah, this pretty much tells you what you need to know.
Stranger things begin happening to him.
Regrettable twist of fate has chosen you as a recipient of amazing supermortal powers.
He is crazy. He is confused. And he is turning Japanese.
Can't believe this. I'm eating smelly dead fish, and I'm loving it.
But raw fish is chopped liver compared to the wild adventure that is about to take over Griswold's life. He becomes Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD. Able to lead tall muggers with a running start.
This is the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Do not begin to try and master your powers. There will be no champion to oppose the evil one.
Only a beautiful, tender woman, Lotus, can carefully teach Harry the subtle nuances of the Kabuki way. She becomes his gentle, sensitive sensei. She trains him in the proper use of Kabuki Man's amazing arsenal of high-tech super weapons. Heat-seeking chopsticks.
Yeah, the chopsticks.
Computerized 16-byte sushi. Futuristic flying footwear. Bulletproof gale force fans. And pyro-projectile parasols. He is a one-man army of awesome Oriental artifacts.
You don't even need to see the movie now.
Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD.
This guy in the bathrobe is a real hero.
Real New York hero, huh? Yeah.
And of course, he's a real New York lover, too. Meanwhile,
This is pretty much the whole
crime is still
movie.
running rampant,
Yeah, it's like 4 minutes of the whole movie.
and time is running out.
This guy.
The evil one is worse than any criminal Griswold has ever faced.
This is
And
giving you the
uglier,
entire
too.
fucking
Yeah,
movie.
When they get their hands on Lotus, Sergeant Kabuki Man is ready for the ultimate battle.
You're done with Lotus.
No more monkeying around. He is a cop, and he is a legendary superhero.
Harry!
He is America's first accidental Oriental crime-fighting hero.
Accidental
His
Oriental.
name is Harry Griswold, but you can call him Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD.
Who are you? I'm Kabuki Man.
Yeah, and just for reference, this came out like what was it 90, 91, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Is-
so it was right
is-
after Batman. So yeah.
His name is Griswold in there, which I love. Did he become Kabuki Man because he ate the sushi? Was that the
I'm trying to remember
or
exactly
was that
how it
just
worked.
the throw in there?
I think that's just thrown in there. No, he was at like this Kabuki show,
Great.
and then like the guy who was supposed to take over the Kabuki powers gets killed. And so, like I said, so it's kind of like a Green Lantern thing where then it goes to him because he's the next worthy person or whatever. So, like, yeah.
Does
it's
it
just
have an
some
Army
silly-
of Darkness kind of sense of humor to it?
Oh
With
yeah,
the-
even less gory as far as that goes. Like, there's not even. It's not nearly as gory as like the Toxic Avenger is. It's just more in the goofy-esque realm, and the reason it's rated R is more so because of the unrated
That's
version is
great.
because of nudity. Yeah.
So
But yeah, it leans into that kind of stooge humor that Evil
Nice.
Dead has. Yeah.
you need stooge humor.
Yeah, I like Berserker 99.
Was
says, "I
that?
just
I'm
turned
sorry. Was that
Japanese."
released theatrically?
I think so. Troma, I think Troma
Nice.
released
In a
it
few
here.
theaters, I'm sure.
Yeah. At least in New York for the most part.
Oh, that's amazing.
Wait, was that a driving monkey? Gotta love Trump. How much cocaine did the
Yeah.
writer do to get this?
I can't really say much else other than that.
I still like that. I just turned Japanese. It's just watching it. I just turned.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
I guess
man.
another movie that was goofy that I watched, that I've seen a million times, and I just couldn't wait for the 4K edition because I hadn't watched it in a while, and I wanted to again, and that is Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And of course, I have the Digibook version here from Warner Bros., which is actually a pretty good scan because I'm pretty sure it's a 4K scan here, especially the additional bits, which look better than the rest of the movie, actually. So that I know for a fact is from the negative. But yeah, no, Little Shop of Horrors is a classic. I mean,
And you get the original version on just about every single release ever made ever. Anywhere with Jack Nicholson and all them, because what's his name? Oh God, I can't even think of his name, and he's one of my favorites. He just passed away.
the Roger Corman deal.
Roger Corman, yeah, because Roger Corman, he made that so quick and everything. But no, this one is great. This is so. When's the 4K? This one due out sometime next year.
Yeah, I haven't got a date on it yet, but I think next year is the anniversary, so that would make sense.
Works. It works. Yeah, it's a good one. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me.
Yeah, and I do like the alternate original ending, whatever you want to call it, which reflects the original play and film. But,
where
unlike the happier ending, yeah.
I'm
shit! That is one of the worst ADRs I've ever heard in my life. I don't even think it is Levi Stubbs.
It probably
I think it's
isn't.
Frank Oz.
I still have a copy of that in DVD and not even open, still wrapped up.
Which one do you have? See, I bought that motherfucker back in the day when it cost $100 on eBay.
But the
'Cause
DVD,
for those who don't know, the original release of the DVD came out and it had a black and white stock copy version of the ending on the second side of the disc.
Oh, really?
Frank Oz was cool with it, but David Geffen was not. So
Of
Geffen
course.
pulled the disc. So there was only like a handful that made it out in public. So then they reissued the movie without the alternate ending on it, just with the theatrical cut, the making of, and the commentary, and that was it.
Oh, I'd have to.
And the reason was Geffen wanted to finish it up. He's like, if we're going to put it out, we're going to put it out proper. So they spent a couple of years actually putting it back together and finishing it all up. And that's where this version, I can't believe they actually did it because it had to cost them a little bit of money to finish it up this way.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it is the definitive version of the film, really, in my opinion, because this is the way it's supposed to end. And you get the other song that is missing and stuff like that. So, like, I mean, there's a couple other songs missing, but I mean.
So you would say the original ending is better than the theatrical ending?
Yes.
There you go.
I know some
Little
people
Sh-
prefer the theatrical, but
Yeah.
You had you had one of the DVDs, I think. Little Shop of Horrors. They recalled that at one point.
yep, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, so it only
So
like
you have the recall.
I had it, but I gave it away when I got the new version. Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, you've seen it though.
Yeah, I had
pretty
it for
cool.
years. I would show it to buddies and stuff all the time because they'd be like, "What?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, it has a different, totally different ending." And then,
Yeah. This is the
That-
DVD.
what does yours say on the back?
It's
I
not
think
even
that's a
open.
reissue. I think it's a
Yeah.
reissue
It might be.
I-
It's not even open.
because of the color. I think of the special features, unless it says the original
Special
endings on there.
features, feature-length commentary by director Frank Oz, outtakes and gags, soundtrack remastered in Dolby Digital, interactive menus, production
No,
notes,
that's
two theatrical
reissued.
trailers, scene access, languages and subtitles, access it. Yeah, it doesn't say the like with
Nah,
alternate.
it's
ending,
reissue. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't matter. I have the Blu-ray too. So, but I've had this
Yeah.
one. I just
Now you
never-
got the Blu-ray with the actual ending finished.
Yeah.
Because all it is a black and white version of that, and it doesn't even have the finished sound effects or even the whole song in it. It's like really crappy looking because it's all off a work print. And
Yeah.
that's why Geffen did not want it out there.
Good old Geffen, always ruining things for us kids.
David Geffen.
Prima
DreamWorks SK.
donnas.
So there you go. I keep thinking runners here until Clark talks a bit more than I realize he's not runner. He's not drunk enough or young enough, I guess, to be runner. No, but yeah, I don't know why I've never opened this DVD, but yeah, I have had it for a long time, and then I got the Blu-ray, and now I'm waiting on the 4K. So, anyways, that's good picks. So, do you want any final words on it, or do you want us to move on to Clark now, Tom?
No, there's not much else. I mean, I think have I brought it on before? Maybe not.
I don't think.
I mean, I love the film.
Yes.
I was in the play in junior high.
Nice.
And
were you really?
Yeah, I played the plant, and we actually at that point they had actually incorporated Mean Green Mother instead of just Bad, which made me happy because I didn't care for Bad as much. For those who don't know, the original ending song wasn't Mean Green Mother; it was just called Bad. It was very similar, but not as good. You can hear it out there. I'm sure it's on YouTube and on the original Broadway release. But no, it's just one of those movies that I've always loved. I know it by heart. It's got me into musicals outside of, it showed me that musicals weren't just like Sound of Music and Disney films and stuff like that. Yeah, so, kind of between that and Rocky Horror Picture Show, I kind of discovered later on. And The Little Shop was one that I saw, I was like 7, 8 years old the first time, when it first came out on video. I didn't get to see it in theaters, but saw it in video, fell in love with it instantly. It was just everything about it, because I was, a fan of Gremlins and that kind of stuff, so it just fit my my wheelhouse big time. And I just loved the homage of the classic 60s and 50s horror films, which, the original Little Shop itself is.
Yeah.
And this is one of those ways of doing a remake right. I mean, it's not like the original film is perfect in any way. It's a good little story, and it's one of those movies that's a better concept than what they ended up pulling off in the original film, but you can see that here. You actually have the proof here. Even if you take the music aspect out of it, what we have here in this film is a good version of that story done proper. And the thing is, with the original ending, the reason I think it belongs there is because to me, it's a lot like the movie Willard. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yes, the rap.
I'm not talking about the remake. I'm talking about the
original. Yeah. I've never seen the remake, but the original, many times.
Because for those, this is not to go off on a tangent, but I saw an earlier cut of the remake, and I fucking loved it. Loved it.
What was the original cut? Did they show like
everything? I saw a completely different movie, basically. I'm like, what the fuck happened to it when I saw the PG-13 cut? I'm like, what is this shit? They cut out all the swear words, because you had Arlie Emery playing the, what's his face? Oh, shit. I just forgot his name. The boss.
The
guy that the rats eat.
Yes. He played the boss, and he's just like, he just goes into Crispin Glover like you wouldn't. It's one of those movies where somebody finally gets it. Like, they know the original film was good. It had a really great concept, but there was just something off about it. It needed a tonal shift. This movie got the tonal shift right? Like, it really leaned into the gothic nature instead of it being kind of this weird, because anybody who's seen the original Willard, it has a tonal problem. It feels like a kid's movie, but it's a horror film. Ben has the same fucking problem. It's shot, scored, and presented to you like it's a family kids film. But this movie is horrifying. And the reason I bring it up is because Willard dies at the end. He gets ate by the rats because he betrays them.
Yeah.
And at the end, you're almost like you're at that point is like you kind of hate Ben throughout the movie, but by the end you're kind of like, yeah, he kind of fucking deserves it. Like
You're so
especially
worried
after
about
what he did.
cutting like a child's film though. Like when remember when like the cat, they introduced the cat, like the bouncy music comes in, you're like, uh-oh, the cat's gonna get it. But it's supposed to be the horror film about the rats.
Oh no, like the Crispin Glover version got it 100%, at least the original cut. And I wish they would reconstruct that cut because the original cut is like the perfect remake of the original film. So they cut down all the swear words and the gore, and then they changed the fucking ending.
Oh.
The whole rest of the movie, I was like, okay, fine, I get it. They're trying to do PG-13. I can understand, even though Arlie Emery had some beautiful fucking 4-letter fucking just, you're a worthless piece of fucking dog shit, like type shit, straight out of fucking Full Metal Jacket going at Willard, right? Like, and by the end, I'm going like, what, whoa, all of a sudden, because it's going all the way up like it's supposed to, and then fucking he kills Ben. I'm like, what? Whoa, time the fuck out. What happened here? Because in the version I saw, it was just like the original movie.
Yeah.
Like they reshot the ending completely, unbeknownst to me.
It's crazy. It's crazy how they did that.
And I was so upset at it because I was like, you took a perfect fucking remake and you killed it. And the reason I bring this up is because Willard deserves to die. There's rules in movies, and this is where I'm really good at calling when like somebody, a lot of people hate watching movies with me because I can tell you who's usually going to live or die in a film.
Right.
Because there's simple fucking rules. Even if somebody redeems themselves, if they did something earlier in the movie that was bad, they're still going to fucking die. They will get a glorious ending, but they're still going to die. At no point is Willard a good person. At no point is Rick Moranis's character really that good of a person. Yes, he's good to Audrey, but that is it. If you really think about it, he kind of deserves to die. The fact that he gave into the plant is the same as selling his soul to the devil.
Yep.
and that to me is like why, especially when he loses Audrey, it's like, well, that's it, right? Like you can't come back from that. That's his ultimate sin there, because the one thing he did this for is taken away from him then. So to me, that takes the Greek tragedy out of it. When you have him just suddenly kill Audrey too, and him and Audrey get to go to their someplace that's green fucking fantasy home at the end. It's like, oh, that's great for the fucking, people who want a super happy ending.
Yeah.
But that's not how the story goes. And I felt the same way when I watched fucking the remake of Willard after seeing the original cut in a rough cut form that a buddy had sent to me. And I was like, well, this is fucking amazing. This is beautiful. But I guess what I found out is they tested it and the test audience fucking ruined it.
Sometimes the test audience can really do.
The New Line wanted it to be PG-13.
Yeah.
Sometimes test audiences really have shit the bed with that, where you read back on IMDb or whatnot, and you're like, oh, the original idea was to do this, but test audience, like, no. Let's go back to the original. That was good. So this is one of those cases. And
maybe it's because Arlie Emery is so hard on Willard, you think he deserves his comeuppance to be able to, he has the right to go after the boss, right? But see, the thing is the rats don't kill him for that. Or his mother. They kill him. Well, he didn't technically have anything to do with his mother, sort of. But anyway, they kill him because of what they did to Ben and the rest. He was going to fucking leave him to die.
Yeah.
That's why they go after him. It's like, you betrayed us, motherfucker. You're done. We're going to go find a sick kid.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Michael Jackson's going to sing my theme song.
Do you guys ever revisit the original Willard?
Fuck yes, I love the original.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It's bad in so many ways, and that's what pisses me off. And I always have to now because of that remake. They fucked it up because Crispin Glover was perfectly cast, Arlie Emery was perfectly cast, the tone was perfect, the score was amazing. You had Shirley Walker doing the score, who, if you don't know who she is, she's Danny Elfman's protege. So it's just like basically having Danny Elfman do the score. It was like. Yeah. It was one of those movies where you got everything fucking pitch perfect. I mean, they even over exaggerated the gothic nature of everything. Just it was at that perfect time of it, and the fucking trailers were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember the trailers?
Yeah,
Where he'd come down in the fucking elevator and despite all my rage, and fucking rats would come out and shit.
Yeah. It's good. It was
All the
good
pieces
times.
are there. Then it just didn't.
It just didn't click at the final version. Had they left it that original version, and I wish I could get my hands on that again. I should see if it's out there somewhere. I think they got all the deleted scenes on the DVD and Blu-ray, but it's like I wish somebody would go back and reconstruct the original version so you could see what I'm talking about.
Where's Arrow at when you need them? Because they've been doing these early 2000s.
Or Vinegar Syndrome would be perfect for this.
But it's like New Line Warner Brothers said they have a deal with Arrow, so I would assume
the original cut.
That's true.
Yeah.
If we have cuts of Alexander, we can have an original cut of
No
Willard.
shit.
Yes.
Come on.
It's not like it's going to take anything. It's all there. It exists. I think that version was fairly finished. I mean, it was a really good version I saw. Like, it was DVD quality. The only thing that it had was, like, you know, the, what do you call it? The time code and shit like that on the screen. And I think it had a few spots where it said property, a new line here and there, because it was technically, you know, I got it from somebody inside, you know. But that being said, I fell in love with it. I loved it. I watched that version of it like 3-4 times until it came out, because it was months before the movie came out. And then when it finally came out, I went and saw it in theaters, and I was just devastated. Fucking devastated. I walked out of it so pissed.
Test audiences, man.
But anyway, Little Shop of Horrors, I never knew about the original ending even existing until years later, so that was a little different scenario. But, you know, I found out when I did the play that the ending was different. When I saw the original film, I found out that the original ending was different. I just assumed they always made the movie that way. I didn't know they filmed this huge fucking, you know, like,
with the plants and
what, this multi-million, I think it was cost over $1 million to shoot it. It was one of the most, it was the most expensive thing in the movie, and Audrey too was expensive enough, but yeah.
I thought Steve Martin and Bill Murray was great in Little Shop of the Horror.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah,
that's probably one of Steve Martin's greatest performances ever.
And it's weird to
This
see him
is
with black hair too.
What if I went straight for your goddamn incisors?
Yeah. It's good.
Would you scream? Yes. Then get in here.
Yes.
Yes,
It's
doctor.
good. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a candy bar. I'm gonna get a candy bar. Oh! That is completely improvised. The whole fucking bit.
Yeah.
I go to this doctor and you got a thing like a cavity and you get a filling and you get something like a candy bar and you're thinking, why is he giving me candy? It just makes no sense. And then he's just like getting off on him, pulling out all the fucking tools.
Oh, this is a good flick. Such a good performances.
I'm next. I'm Arthur Denton.
Oh, he's so good, man.
I think I need a long, tedious root canal. Get in. Yes, doctor.
It's good. It's good.
It is one of the best bits. Yes,
it is.
If you had him doing Arthur Denton all day, just like isolated, sold, like subscribed.
I would watch that movie. He's a masochist, basically.
Spin-offs, like, I mean, that's what we need.
It's kind of like Bob, only not exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, it's in the same vein. I think you could do something with the character. I think you're right. That would be funny. You know what's hilarious about that? And most people don't realize this, and I didn't even know it until I did the Ghostbusters video a couple years back. That was the first movie he had done since Ghostbusters.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, because didn't he take a few years off to...
He did, yeah.
It was like Burn Out or something?
Yeah, and that was just a cameo, and then right after that, the year later, he finally did Scrooge, which was technically his first time back in a movie for the starring.
That's true, Bill Murray, too. Like, height of his... Like, not height, but pretty much, like, you know, the established himself as a star with Ghostbusters, and is like, yeah, I'm just going to chill out for a minute, not capitalize on all the money and stuff, just, like, doing his thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I think what Cornelian Rogue is saying here is that somebody must have already put together the reconstructed Willard, which if they did that, cool.
It's called the Ratman Cut, apparently.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I knew it would be a matter of time. Now that I think the Blu-ray had the deleted scenes on it too. So, but yeah, I can't wait till Little Shop gets its 4K release. Kino, I think, is doing it. So
Be nice. It'd be nice. Who knows?
Rat
Maybe.
Man,
Yeah, maybe Arrow will get to Willard and reconstruct it for us. Considering they seem to be doing those New Line Cinema remakes of those horror movies and stuff like that. So,
yeah, that'll wholly depend on New Line or / Warner Brothers, and depend on if they want to allow
if
it
they
and all
want
that
to,
kind
yeah.
of crap.
I mean, they did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre new remakes. They did the Jasons and all them. So I could see it's sort of in the same vein. It's just whether or not it's popular enough for them to want to do it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I don't think it did very well at the box
Yeah,
office.
I don't remember doing very well. All right, though. But we do have a members chat from Tim Hayes. It says, "Hello, Greg, and welcome back, Tom." So thank you, Tim Hayes.
Welcome back. Thank you, Tim.
Welcome back. And thank you for being a member for 37 months.
Speaking of remakes of classic horror films, I think, didn't you have one, Clark?
Yes. Yes, indeed. That's a great segue, Tom.
There you go. That's why we call him the Segue Man.
I like your shirt, by the way. I
Man.
didn't get a chance to say that before.
So my next,
even though it's one of the worst
choice
Stephen
of the
King
night-
films, I still like the shirt.
Oh, thank you. This is a
Yeah.
Speaking of Children of the Corn,
Yeah.
the so my next pick is Ridley Scott's Napoleon from. Oh wait,
what?
They haven't
Yes.
released that yet because he
No.
sucks. I'm still angry about that. They're losing money. I am the one person that has seen Napoleon multiple times in the theater. Still waiting on that 4K.
Apple
and
TV, man.
nothing. Nope. Not playing the games. Apologies. I did, just a side note. I do periodically look up to see if there is a release, even though I'm on the alerts and stuff. And it's bootlegs, like from competent providers, like distributors, like Walmart and Amazon. They're bootlegs,
Yeah, the
So-
third party people are bootlegging it.
Hey,
through 'em.
people will pay, but like leaving money on the table. But yes, as a Stephen King purist, a big fan, my next choice is one I got at the 30 for 30 sales. I'm calling it.
Oh,
the
that's
Dead
not even the
Zone.
one that I was thinking.
Yeah,
of.
yeah. I know.
Not the one.
Yeah.
Dead Zone. This is a few years old. I think it might be 2021, 2020. But it's a new scan from the original negative. This one of my favorite King movies. This was kind of where 83, I believe it was. There's like 2 releases by King on average a year. And then like Bachman comes along, and then like Running Man gets thrown in there. So he was kind of like really riding high at this point. And this is one of the better ones from that time period. This one was cool because it has, I think it's Mark Irwin. Mark Irwin, the DP. I listened to the audio commentary of him going through this, and they're talking about like how they did the ice scene and, Tom Skerritt getting his lines and things like that. It's kind of one of those better ones, I think, from that
I've
time.
never actually seen the movie, but I'm gonna take a guess. Am I a teacher or am I an author in said movie?
Is he an alcoholic? Or
Is he an
it
alcoholic? That was my second question. And do I have The Shining?
not? Is he a writer? Is he a writer in the movie?
He's a writer. I got one right.
All writer. They're all right.
Yeah.
Just
And
say
he's
writer
psychic.
or alcoholic.
And he's psychic. Yeah, no,
You
I know
gotta-
the
you gotta
psychic
read
part. I was
character.
I was cheating on The Shining, so I've never actually seen this movie, but I know a little bit about it. So he's got basically The Shining in the movie. Yeah.
So
little
this
bit,
is
yeah.
a lot. Yeah, there's a Shining going on, and I think this film gets buried a lot with. There was a TV show, The Dead Zone.
The Anthony Michael Hall remake.
Yes,
I
which
have the whole
sadly
series.
I have not seen that either. But this is a good standalone one. Martin Sheen plays a good president. He's like an evil, he's got nuclear ambitions, as the crazy 80s did. And it's cool. Tom Skerritt's the sheriff. There's some good supporting cast in there. And I
Tom
like this
Skerritt's
one
in this
because
too. How much more 80s can you get?
Yes.
how much there's references, as most or a lot of King adaptations do, to other King books. So like they allude to Cujo in one of the scenes where they mention that dog up in Castle
That's
Rock.
where I was. That's the
yeah.
only reason I know anything about this, and that's why I say I know that he has The Shining, because that's the only. Like, I know this is one of the ones that has like one of those connective things in it. Like I've seen
Right.
read like the icebergs or whatever you call it. not iceberg. Is that what they called? Where you go through the whole like how everything's connected to something.
Yeah,
basically.
basically connects Shining's Castle Rock to Shawshank, and so it's like a whole web. But this one I think does it a little bit more seamlessly than the others. Some of the other ones from that time are kind of too on the nose. Like, yeah, that crazy. What are they doing up there at that, that military base, and that dog got them, and they're just like spitting out lines. This one they like seamlessly throw it in there. But it works. The quality is good for Blu-ray. It has Tom Skerritt, and he was off of Alien a few years, and Christopher Walken is beating the Natalie Wood trial and case and all that stuff. He's kind of fresh in his game. But I enjoyed it. I haven't seen this in a hot bit, and it was good. It was fun.
And I will vouch for the TV series. I enjoyed the TV series. I own the whole series.
You did see it.
Yeah, it's got a great cast to it because it's got Anthony Michael Hall plays the Christopher Walken part. What's his name from the Boondock Saints? What is his name? He's from the Boondock Saints movies, but he just did that horror movie too. Oh my god, I can't think of his
Norman
name.
Reedus?
No, the other one.
The other guy, yeah.
Yeah, he
His
plays
brother in Boondock Saints.
Yeah. He plays the Martin Sheen role, the guy running for president.
Nice.
And
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Sean Patrick Flannery. Yes. Great cast. He plays it very well. Tom Skerritt actually does make an appearance in the series as Johnny's dad. Nice. He plays Johnny's dad, if I remember correctly.
Nice.
It's been a while.
He would be good at that. I can see him.
Yeah.
That would be a good role for him, I would think.
Yeah, it's got a great cast. It's a good. And yes, as Doba Fett pointed out in the chat, that it was canceled on season 6, so it ends on the cliffhanger of, because like at one point in the series, spoilers, because his like visions is like Martin Sheen's going to launch a nuclear thing and cause a nuclear war and as president and kill everybody. So Johnny's like, well, do I take him out and prevent that and all that, right? And you know how the movie ends. Well, in the TV series, at one point in the series, like I can't remember what season, he thinks he stops it all, and the guy's no longer going to run for president and everything. And then like the last episode of season 6, he shakes his hand and the vision comes back to him about the whole thing. So like they leave you on a cliffhanger on the TV series. They never finish it. It got canceled before they could finish out the full story. So
nice. I haven't seen that one. I know it was like big. I think I like missed the boat when it first came out. I never got around to it, but I do like King's work, and I went through a period, I think when I was like 12 or something, where I just started reading like all his early stuff, and then I watched the movie. Like I watched this, then Christine, and Dark Zone was one of the ones that I really enjoyed. I feel like it holds up pretty well, all things considered, and it has one of the pivotal scenes. I won't give anything away, no spoilers. This is in a church, and I don't know if it was the same church as filmed in. So the Children of the Corn, or I guess it would be the Stand, because that was Utah. Might have been Salem's Lot, but I think they used one of the same locations, and it has that Maine feel to it. Like there's a lot of hockey references. It's cold. It's there's snow. Like I don't know where they filmed it. I don't think it was Maine, but you feel like you're in the King universe, which I really enjoyed. But my Halloween kickoff, Greg and Tom, every year. It's tradition now, for better for worse, is Children of the Corn. So probably another week or so, that will kick off my Halloween movies. I just want to plug Children of the Corn because it ends so abruptly, it doesn't get the love it should. So that's
nothing is scarier than kids.
That's true.
What about Jedediah?
Fuck that kid. Fuck that kid with a hot pokey fucking poker thing. What is those? What's it called? The fucking
fire.
Poke the hay in.
Oh yeah.
Jesus, pitchfork. Jesus Christ. Fuck him with one of those. Jesus, that guy. That kid, whatever. Fuck him all.
But you guys, if you haven't seen the Dead Zone, it's exactly what you think it's going to be. There's really no twist or surprise in there. It's just a fun ride. So
what's funny is I was looking this up here. This actually, the Anthony Michael Hall show actually qualifies as a remake. In my. Because I always debate about what qualifies as a remake, a readaptation, or a reboot, right? Reboot's easier to define, right? Something that clearly is in the same continuity, but they're restarting over kind of a new fresh leaf. A remake or a readaptation, I think there's always been a kind of debate on, because I'm somebody who will defend things that I feel are more of a readaptation than a remake. But what to me qualifies it as a remake, even though it's based on a book, is if they take something from the film version that was not in the book.
Right.
Carrie and other Stephen King ones have a lot of those moments where, like that remake of Carrie, they went back and reshot scenes from the De Palma film in that version. It was not initially meant to be a straight up remake, but I guess a bunch of people were so used to the movie, they're like, where's this? Where's that? And so they shot that. And I guess the same thing goes with here in the Dead Zone. They used elements that were made specifically for the movie in the TV show. So that does qualify as a remake, in my opinion.
Yes, I would agree with you, because it's definitely taking its premise from the movie. Yeah, there's bits of the book and stuff in the show, just like the movie, but it's definitely, you can tell it's their version of the movie, but drug out into 6 seasons. But I enjoyed the show. I actually own the whole series. So
hey, don't get me started on reboot quals.
Yeah, it's really cool.
The last thing I'll say is you mentioned Carrie. I know the remake of that, I guess, would be considered, was the De Palma scenes. Those were originally in the book too, and it was nice. I mean, you can't compare to the original; it's superior. But it was nice to see the gas station blow up, things like that. I'm talking about like the 2004 one. I
think there was a couple things that De Palma did in the film that weren't in the book, though.
Right, like
that's what I'm talking
about.
Like
a gas station explosion.
Yeah, and I think the ending was different too. So like,
where
her hand comes out of the grave, I think is specifically in the movie, if I'm not mistaken. So they had that in the remake too, even though it wasn't in the original version. Because like when they did a test audience, so the test audience is like, where's this part and where's that part? So the studio's like, go back and shoot those scenes. It's like, well, they're not in the book. We don't care.
We want it to feel like the Brian De Palma movie.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I hate. It's like, and Total Recall is a good example of that too. It's like, you tried to present this as you were doing a readaptation when, oh no, you get into the movie and you realize, no, this is a remake. Because anybody who knows the true stories,
the straight remake.
Yeah, it's pretty much a remake. Yeah. Which I'm curious how Running Man's going to turn out. I'm curious if this one will be more of a readaptation than a remake. Because I'm getting that vibe more out of the trailer than I am it's a remake. So I can see where some people are kind of like, this one might have a shot.
It's interesting you said that, because I first read that novel way back when. I loved it. It's very dark. I mean, the planes flying in the building, like it's the cops getting blown away, like it's wild.
Yeah.
And then I did rewatch the Schwarzenegger one like this week. I love that movie. It's fun, but it's nothing like the book. So this one, just based on the trailers, you're like, are they going to do? Because the book was dark. Like his wife's in prostitution, and it's a real dystopia. So I hope they make it like a proper.
I wonder.
Version.
I'm curious. Yeah, we'll see when we get some more trailers if we start getting scenes that we know are more specific for them.
Yeah.
Or if we don't. Yeah. So.
Are you going to see? Oh, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
The Long Walk, because that
not
came
likely
when I
anytime soon.
Out, but now I read that way back when. I think that's also just a King one. I don't know if it's Bachman, but
I think it was under Bachman originally.
Yeah, okay.
It was either that or I think it was his first published book, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. Yeah, it was like
because the big deal about it is it's been in development hell now for 40 plus years.
Yeah.
Like it was one of those movies that was going to be made, and then it didn't get made. A director dropped out here, something happened here, changed hands there.
Yeah.
And it just finally got made, and they got behind this movie big time with Lionsgate. Like I've been asking people, because I feel like I'm the only one who's gotten this so far, but I got in the mail an invitation to go see the film. Like, what the fuck is this? This isn't even like, it wasn't an email.
Need you. They need your voice.
Yeah, it was an actual like invitation to go see the movie. I'm like, I'm not going to see this piece of shit. I should go see if I can find it. I wonder if I threw it away.
I'm just wondering if it's because is there like, anachronisms in it? Because they're supposed to be. It looks like he has an iWatch in the trailer, but there's like old pickup trucks and sheriff cars. I'm just very curious about it. I haven't met anyone that's seen this yet. I know it's only been out.
Well, it looks like Steven has, but. No, like I don't know. I just got a letter in the mail, and on the letter, I think it said Lionsgate and something else. And so I was like, "Oh, that's weird." So and I think it even said something about are you ready to walk or something, like some kind of tagline on the thing. So I opened it up. Yeah, I don't remember what the fuck it was. I just remember it was kind of weird. I'm just, what the fuck is this? Because I mean, I ordered stuff from like Lionsgate Limited, so I thought maybe it was them sending me some stupid advertisement through the mail. It was just kind of weird to get something like this in the mail and not an email. And then I open it, and it's just like a one-page letter, typed out, like, you are invited to the long walk, opening blah, 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 all this stuff on it, just written out. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's awesome. Never got a letter though, like,
and I've been asking everybody, did anybody else get this letter? Or is it just fucking me?
Oh,
like,
you're one of those special, they want like your opinion on it to.
Nobody ever sends me letters.
I wonder what it was. Could be. Maybe it's because, because here's the thing. I would say it's because of the YouTube thing, but that it got sent to the address that is not on my YouTube. It got sent to my home address.
They'll find a way.
So that's my weird thing about it. Is it because maybe I am through Lionsgate Limited that I have done some things? Maybe that's why they have my address. That's a plausibility. Otherwise,
probably, I don't know shit, but it's probably because of your reach and presence. They probably.
I don't think it's that. I think it's either because I've ordered from Lionsgate Limited, or because I've been a Nielsen person for years and years and years back in the day.
That's amazing.
That's a possibility. One of those two reasons is why I think. Because I've never really even gotten a lot. I don't get offers for a lot of screeners or to see premieres or anything like that. Only Angel Studios will give me a screener once in a great while if I do something like get a hold of somebody indie or they get a hold of me. Like the biggest one I think I've ever gotten was the Bill and Ted one, and there's another one I think I got, but I'm trying to remember what it was now. But other than that, like the Angel ones were always real easy to get. You just email them and tell them who you are. They check you out. If you check out,
the
they
Angel
send you the
Films
thing.
or the studio.
Angel Studios, like
this Angel
Sound.
Films
It started with Sound of Freedom.
Worlds.
Like I got a preview copy for Sound of Freedom, and since then,
Nice.
the whoever their marketing person will send me emails, and it seems like they do pay attention because she only seems to send me stuff that she thinks that we'll be interested in. So it's not like everything that Angel puts out, but it's only like Shift and a few other things that they've sent me things for that they think that we'll be interested, that our audience will be interested in. So they clearly are paying attention to who's doing what, because they don't send me stuff for like that new animated movie that came out this last month or week or whatever it was, and some of the other stuff. But they've sent me stuff for like Shift and that one more recently with what's his face, McDonough. I forgot his first name, but Neil McDonough. Like, they sent me something for, like, I could have went to see, or I could have got a screener for his thing, but I'm like,
oh, nice.
But it's like, I just didn't have the time to it. It just didn't really fit anything at the time that we were working on, or I felt it would really go with our stuff. But yeah, like I get that once in a while, but it was just out of the fucking blue. I get this thing. So I'm just like, this is weird. And it kind of made me feel weird.
Nobody ever sends me invitations.
Yeah.
The most I get is like, sorry, you don't mean to cut you off, Clark.
No, I wasn't saying anything. That was it for the Dead Zone, but I will, since we're Lionsgate's onto you, Tom, they might have seen your X account, which I just want to plug again. It's solid gold. Every tweet is gold. It's
Everybody
like gold.
hates me, man. You're the only one who likes me, Clark.
I would share them all if it made a difference, but
Greg likes about 30%. Otherwise, I'm the most hated guy on YouTube /X. I swear.
The only reason I like
battle for you. The newspaper ads is like the things dreams are made of. I said that recently. It was like Ninja Turtles and whatever. It was like a classic ad. I'm like,
you're missing all the good stuff.
All I want to say, my algorithms, they need to be be to that.
Because I got called a racist by a friend today over a joke that I didn't even make. So
I'll be Seth Rogen, pussy.
No, I would never be friends with Seth Rogen.
Good man.
No.
Well, the only reason I like about 30% of your stuff is I'm very rarely on Twitter.
I figured.
So that's why I got rid of the blue check. It really wasn't worth it in the end for me. So, so I'm like very rarely on.
Did
it.
you ever stream to there as well?
Yeah, I used to stream this. Yeah. Well, I can't do it now because I was monetized and I had it for like 6 months and I got paid 3 times. And it was like $11 each time. So I was like, it's really not worth it. So I don't really do it. And I don't occasionally I get free screeners and stuff, but it's from like I know actresses are like, hey, you want to see my new horror movie? I show my boobs. So
Well, and you get a lot of
so I get that's I've gotten that. That's why
full
I get,
moon ones.
and
so.
yes, full moon
Oh.
will give full moon movies will give them to me, or if I know somebody
You've mentioned that before. I've seen your videos on that.
Yeah, so I get that, but
I
yeah,
am interested in the YouTube, the stuff you guys get, the YouTube like partner swag or whatever. It sounds like they're really trying to connect to the days of like, well, the days of corporate reach are always going to be there, but they're doing better with like the partner perks and stuff like that. I'm seeing more and more of that pop up, and I think you guys spoke about that before.
Well, they definitely need to learn how to pay.
Give you a
that's for
background.
sure.
yes, they
Yeah.
do, because like they ain't paying me shit lately.
Oh, they need to pay the piper, 100%.
No, we do twice or 3 times as much work and get paid 3 times.
Yeah.
Shouldn't
And
be
it's not
that
just
way.
us; it's everybody across the board. And this is what I was like. What I love is they added more. Okay, so it used to be, for those who may not even remember, but I'm sure most of you do out there, you're listening. You know, you used to only get 1 ad before a video usually. Now you get 2.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is we've never been explained what this was all about, or if we actually even get revenue from that extra ad. But I'm thinking, no, we don't.
Yeah,
Because
the
the
second
funny
ad
thing
is just mandatory. No, you don't get any percentage of it.
I don't think so, because as I've
Yeah.
noticed that since they've implemented things like that and certain other things, it's like we make less and less and less, even if our views are the same.
Agreed. Yeah.
So you're like, and then like I even brought it up like back in the day when I first got going, before I was even part of Midnight's Edge, my little channel did enough to where I could basically pay for like a couple movies a month or more, right? Like I'd make
yeah,
almost enough in some cases to pay my rent. Exactly, right? Like Greg knows what I'm talking about. And so he's about the size of where I was when I got to the point where Andre picked me up. And then when I became Midnight's Edge, I was doing pretty good for a while there on both ends. Well, then it got to a point where I was making less and less and less. And then we had to start taking on sponsors just to be able to pay the bills. Right. And I technically haven't been making as much as I need to make in some cases sometimes. So it's like, you know, I got to make it up for it in other ways. Yeah. So
you put in the work, you reach a certain point, and I think that's just like corporate greed at the end. They're just trying to sell more ad revenue and feed. And, you know, they're always saying like we paid out $100 billion to creators. It's like, yeah, but if you look at all the paid creators and the views, it should be more like $500 billion that you've paid out over 10 years or whatever.
it's because they pay most of it to the top percent. That's why.
I will not get paid this month for YouTube. Do you have to crack the $100?
Wow.
I will not get paid. That's the third time this year.
I'm not surprised because my revenue is way down, and it's even farther down than it should be just for me missing a couple of shows.
And plus, I don't know if you know about the new algorithm thing and everything, where everybody's views are down from big channels to little channels.
That's what I'm getting at, because I'm making like did you make about a third of what you usually make?
I was doing the little thing here. I was doing about $200 a month.
Why didn't you say you had to tell us how much? But go ahead.
But I'm just I'll get to it. I was for like the past like 4 years till this year. Whatever happened, it happened this year on YouTube. And so like now,
I was being more
down,
specific
down,
about
down.
this month, because you said you're not getting shit this month.
I don't get paid. I don't get paid for September.
What I was asking is it a third? Is it roughly a third of what you usually make? Because that's what I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much exactly what I'm getting, and it sounds like a few other people have said to me too, and that's what I think that was what I was asking for. I didn't need any specifics.
I know.
But I think the pattern is they've basically taken another 2/3 of our fucking revenue somewhere.
Yeah,
because everybody seems to be bound about 2/3 of what their revenue should be.
It's true. It's about 2/3, and plus, and you would think, like Tom was mentioning, like they add more ads now, and they choose themselves too where they can put these ads now.
Yeah,
are
this
we
other
getting
bullshit.
paid for them?
Yeah, you can't opt in.
No, it doesn't look like we are.
Mid video and pre-roll, they automatically do 2 ads, because I remember when it was just 1 ad, and you could actually opt in
and
so
skip
if you want
it.
to do it. And if you weren't a partner, there were no ads. Now it's everywhere all the time. And without going too far down the rabbit hole, I don't want to distract anything. But if you said you're making, I'm just throwing this out there. You said $200 a month, and you're getting 2 ads and all.
I don't mind.
You should probably be getting more close to like 600 or 700. It's just, I mean, you have over 10,000 subscribers. You're a daily, weekly, fan base that tunes in. Like I know you probably look at your analytics. They're there. It's just been hearing more and more of this and more research. Like something's not clicking up where they're, there's constantly outages with like, oh, we had like, problems with our feedback and our YouTube studio was down and they weren't reporting correctly. they're doing something. I'm not saying it's a big conspiracy, but I don't know.
They're
People are
doing
getting
something.
paid what they should be. That's all.
They're not.
Get off my lawn.
When you've
My
got the
analytics are
smaller
down.
people and the bigger people that have, and this is why I asked, like, if you have the same kind of percentages and certain things going down, you can see the patterns.
Mhm.
You know, and the way they keep adding shit and doing shit the way they're doing it, it's clearly to benefit certain groups and channels than it is over others.
Corporate entities.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, but anyway, let's get beyond that.
Yes.
The Dead Zone. Check it out.
The Dead Zone.
Check it out.
Pretty good.
Speaking of the Dead Zone, it has nothing to do with the Dead Zone at all. I watched The Invisible Man, H.G. Wells' Invisible Man.
Why didn't you see him?
I didn't. He was invisible.
He's invisible.
Claude Rains.
Claude Rains, yes, The Invisible Man. I haven't watched The Invisible Man in a while. I know you've brought him on. I brought him on like the Universal Monster sets for a long time here, but I don't think I brought on The Invisible Man before. I don't know. Has anybody else did you ever bring it on?
I think I did a couple years ago, I think.
That's okay. So I thought maybe somebody did, but no, I hadn't watched the original Invisible Man in a long time. It was a good movie. I like it. I've always liked it. I thought Claude Rains' performance is incredible. And he is truly so much more scarier when he's all bandaged up like this, you know, especially when you first introduced to him and he's got like the hair sticking out of the bandages and he's got the fake nose and everything. And he's in that small, room in the small village. And then like when they come busting in and he just like takes off the nose and he unwraps his head and he's laughing and going crazy and stuff. So like, yeah, the H.C. Wells Invisible Man is really good. And he just like, I forgot how much he just like kills people. He just like literally walks around killing people left and right in this movie. And he says that, and that's what he says what he's going to do. It's like, he's like, I'm going to, to kill this person, maybe cause a train to go this way or do this or do that. And, because he's going to take over the world. That's what he wants to do, basically. It's like everybody's out looking for the Invisible Man. And it's funny. And then I was watching the behind the scenes things too. Is like, which is also funny because the Island of the Lost Souls by H.G. Wells, which is a Island of Dr. Monroe. It was like the first adaptation of his work, and he hated Island of the Lost Souls. And Island of the Lost Souls is considered one of the best. Speaking of Stephen King, because he hates The Shining, Island of the Lost Souls is considered one of the best versions of Island of the Dr. Monroe adaptations. H.G. Wells hated it, so when they did The Invisible Man, he wanted a little more say-so in it, and so it got in development hell for a little while until it finally got right, and he likes The Invisible Man the way they did it because he wanted it to be more akin to his novel and everything. But no, I like The Invisible Man, and it's funny that none of the other Invisible Man movies really have nothing to do with the first movie, because you got The Invisible Man Returns, The Invisible Woman, The Invisible Agent, The Invisible Man's Revenge, and of course Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man, which is a great one. I love the Abbott and Costello ones, and I love that the Abbott and Costello ones connect. They're still part of the Universal Monster universe. It still continues the stories from all of them, even though The Invisible Man is one that really doesn't connect to most of any of them with the story. But yeah, I don't know what else I could really say about The Invisible Man other than check it out. Looks good. And
what I love about Claude Rains in it is that's different about him than, Bela Lugosi or Karloff, is that they're able to hide behind he's able to too, don't get me wrong, but just to finish my thought here, they're able to hide behind more of the mystique and the persona of Dracula, Frankenstein. So they don't really have to play it up so much, like especially Karloff. It's just, mostly type stuff. With Claude Rains, he has to embrace that madness in a way that I don't know if anybody's done before on screen. Because he's kind of like I kind of compare it to Freddy, because you kind of have to commit to it 110%, or it's not going to work, right? If there's this least bit of where you feel it's tongue in cheek, and you don't feel like this guy's committing to this role, regardless of what it is, as goofy as it may come off at first, it doesn't work. And the reason this movie works is, I think, his performance. Is how he convinces you how crazy he really is through the stages of the madness. And of course, the effects play a big part of this film. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we could go on all day about how this movie was way ahead of its time for special effects and how it, you know, shaped special effects for years to come when it came to doing this type of movie, basically, until CGI pretty much. Like even, I mean, all the way up through, I think Chevy Chase's Invisible Man was shot pretty much the same way.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, there wasn't much difference in how they shot that. You got to get to like the Kevin Bacon one when they finally introduce
a little CGI,
elements into it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it is. Some of the special effects still hold up today. It's like you were saying. I was saying what's in special features. They said he had to do a lot of the acting with his voice in the movie. So like, what a voice he did, you know, because he had that great. Claude Rains has that great voice, and like he's like even much like with Robert Englund, even though he's got that thing on his voice, so he's using that to his advantage to show you how crazy and how mad this serum made him. You know, because he's injected a couple injections under the skin every day. You know, and he goes crazy and stuff like that. Yeah, and like you was also mentioning like with the Hollow Man thing and how it's like he talks about it in the movie. He's like, I can only really do what I need to do on clear days when there's no rain, when there's no frost, when there's no snow or anything, because then they can see me. They can see me in the fog, you know, the fog outlet, and which is that's sort of what they do in Hollow Man with the CGI. They show that with all, you know, with all the CGI in the Hollow Man. But no, the effects, like you said, just holds up pretty solid in that movie. It's a pretty solid horror movie, really, for that time. And you know, when you really think about somebody who's going around invisible, just killing people and pushing them off of like cliffs and controlling trains without knowing it, that's pretty frightening. And you know, you can see how it could make people go crazy. And I always love that there's just really small villages in some unknown country where all this takes place.
It's always Romania and some
like Romania or Transylvania or something.
I was gonna say real quick to your point, both your points, what you said, Greg. Cheers for picking that one, and Tom, what you said about Claude Rains, like how hard that was. I feel like it was so much physical demand in that role, and because this is direct Frank Whale.
James Whale.
I believe it was.
Well, I'm sorry. It was Frankenstein that was so big. There was kind of a little bit of pressure to like top that with some stuff. And what else are you going to do? And then to do Wells's Invisible Man, that is a new frontier in filmmaking at the time. And it's like very impressive to pull that off at that time with that kind of physicality in the acting. It's like, it's pretty wild to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100% agree. That is a great choice.
It is good. It's a good movie. What's up, VHS Massacre? Glad you could stop in by for a bit. But no, yeah, like I didn't even know. Like now there's have you guys heard the movie of Gods and Monsters? I got to see this. It's what's his name?
I saw it years ago. It's been a while, so I mean, I remember bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's a biography. It's a biopic about James Whale. Ian McKellen plays him in the movie.
Yeah, the one thing I remember about it at the time, I liked it, but there was I think, if I remember right, I think it leaned into his homosexuality a little too much, if I remember. And I'm just like, even then, that was kind of like a pre-woke movie. That kind of is like
Hollywood.
I don't give a shit that he likes to suck dick. I want to talk about Frankenstein.
That's it. Of course, I mean, when you find out like James Whale was gay, well, that's the movie. He's gay. So it's like, no, but he made Frankenstein. He made The Bride of Frankenstein. He made The Invisible Man, and he was like one of these innovators in movies and directing and stuff like that. Can we see that? Nah. Best we can do is he's gonna be in bed with this dude for an hour.
Yeah, I know, right? Like that's where I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, I don't care that he's gay, and you could get into that, but can I see him? Because, like, I was once again on the special features on this. They talked about how he made Frankenstein, and it was a huge success, and they wanted him to do, something else, and he chose something else first because he didn't want to get stuck into making these monster movies. And then he made a deal with them so he could do the Bride of Frankenstein, and then the H.G. Wells, and he could do other movies and stuff. Like, I want to see that played out, you know. So, but hey, what can you do?
Because like, I mean, you could even went at it like his homosexuality is what, one of the aspects that helped him be so creative. Something like that. You could have played into that aspect of it more. It didn't need to be about, his weird stuff so much. Like it does. It feels kind of creepy throughout the film. That's all I remember about it. It was like kind of disappointing because I mean, you hear it's supposed to be about him, and then you find out it's mostly about this gay relationship. And
Yeah.
I don't care.
We've seen it all before now. So,
And I would react the same way if it was one about a woman too. It's like I don't care. I want to hear about this other shit. Like,
yeah. So I mean that shows you because we're movie fans. We want to hear how you got to do The Bride of Frankenstein, which is like one of the greatest sequels, if not better than the original movie itself. So and
It reminds me of The
do.
Aviator a little bit. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
Just
go ahead.
no,
with
I
the
agree
Howard
with you on
Hughes
that
part,
one,
they did touch on the Hell's Angels stuff a lot, which was cool. But he did like 3 other pretty, landmark films for the time that they kind of glossed over. And you're like, I just wish I know you have to cover the whole thing, but you wanted to see more of the filmmaking. They covered more on like the tendencies and all that. It's like, I get it. You want to do an actor showcase, but you do want to see that stuff, like how they made that. It's cool.
I mean, I guess for an actor, especially like Ian McKellen, is like, he wants to dig his soul into the relationships, not so much what he achieved. So, but what can you do? But no, Invisible Man, great movie. I didn't get a chance to watch all the other Invisible Man stuff, but I always liked Abbott Costello meets Invisible Man and all that stuff. So there you guys have it. It's like I said, I'm getting into spooky season mode. It's just where I'm at. What can I say? That's just where I'm at right now. I'm feeling it in the air. I'm ready. I'm ready. And plus, I tend to save the more of the hard. I guess you could say the hardcore horror type movies for later, later in October. Which reminds me, Tom, I was going to say, and I guess we'll say it here is like when we get the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, I figure we'll just do the whole show on the Nightmare on Elm Street movies because that's 7 movies, or 6 movies, 7 movies. Yeah, 7 movies, and I figured that's I'm not going to get much in between watching those 7 movies when I get the 4.
Yeah, if we both get them at the same time, we're lucky enough to. Yeah.
I got the standard. I couldn't afford the Steelbook. I'm sorry, just couldn't afford it. But I got the standard coming. I pre-ordered it.
Well, and you watch. I'll be the one that's waiting for mine. So.
Well, I got Superman today. So. But once again, I didn't get the Steelbook. I got the regular.
I haven't yet. So yeah.
So it'll probably be a Nightmare on Physical Media show. So we'll probably just, and maybe I'll see if I can finally get what's his name to come join us on that. Planet CHH. So we'll see if maybe he'll join us or something. But we'll have just like the whole show will be dedicated to A Nightmare on Elm Street. And that'll probably be in October because it comes out the 30th. And if we're lucky enough, we get it early. Maybe we can get some of them watched before then. So that's I know it went off a little bit there, but I figured that's what we'll do for that, for when that comes in. And plus it fits into October. So what can you say? But check out The Invisible Man. I love the Universal Monster movies. Before we get to I do have this really great memory. This is one of the, I think I said this in a video once, but I want to tell this memory here. I have this really great memory from the Universal Monsters, why I love them so much and everything is like when I was a kid, I had to be maybe like 9. A new Kroger store opened up. Like it was called a Super Kroger up here. I don't know if you guys know the grocery store Kroger. I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It opened up and not where I'm living now, but where I lived before when I was 9. It was a Super Kroger and it had a little mini video store in there. Right. It was like a mom and pop video store with inside this Kroger. And I remember for whatever reason getting a thing of fried chicken from Kroger that they cooked and going into the video store and getting the Wolfman because it was my favorite. The Wolfman, I think I got like the House of Frankenstein. And I get one more. I can't remember them. I got a bunch of them, but I don't know, for whatever reason, that memory sticks with me every time I watch a Universal Monsters movie. I can still smell the fried chicken every single time. Doesn't matter what Universal Monster movie I put in, I immediately smell that fried chicken and I'm taken back to being a kid and watching these Universal Monster movies and renting them at the video store. Just don't know why. It's like this nostalgic love I have for these that sticks with me every time. So
that's a great memory, Greg. That's awesome, man. Especially the video store in the supermarket. I remember those. You could actually get like memberships of some, and it was like, yeah, you're gonna go in there and rent whatever, and it was that's awesome. That's a nice story.
It was just something, I don't know, it's just something about it is like I could still smell the fried chicken and going in there and just picking out with my brothers, my dad saying you can get whatever you want. And so, which, that didn't happen very often, I guess, when you were like 9. So
fried chicken and monster movies are still a good combo.
Yeah,
that's a good Saturday right there,
right? I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was either a Friday or Saturday. I can't quite remember the day, but I know it was on the weekend. So
it holds up.
Yeah. But with that, let's get Tom. What do you got for us? If you're ready for your next picks, if he's ready.
I'm here. Sorry. All right. Let's see here. Where am I going to go next? Where to go next? I think I'm going to run away.
Okay.
Run away! Run away!
Oh!
Nobody got the reference, huh? Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the new Steelbook from Sony.
I got the reference. I did not run away. I did not.
I did not. So yeah, so that's what it looks like there. Of course, it's got the L card here, or J card, whatever you want to call it. God's on the back, as neat as it should be.
Yeah, like
beautiful.
And then you got the guys on the inside, the old Blu-ray release with the new 4K, and it looks pretty good. Sounds pretty good. This I think most people will be happy with it. I don't know what the fuck the difference is between the theatrical cut and the nearly theatrical version of the film, but the nearly theatrical version of the film is actually like a minute shorter.
Really?
And I don't know I could not find a reason what the difference is.
Huh.
And this is the first time it's ever been available. The best I could come up with is that it may be a home video version where they truncated something, or I seen something where somebody had written something about like where they cut some joke out for the video version, but it's in the theatrical cut. So doesn't matter. That version, the nearly theatrical version, is only in standard HD, not 4K anyway, even though it's on the 4K disc, as far as I could tell. And then you got the 4K version of the film, which is fine. So, and then you got all the special features on the Blu-ray disc. Although on the 4K disc, there is also this is not one I'm a real fan of. 'Tis but a tribute, 50 years of the Holy Grail. It's just literally a bunch of talking head, mostly people you can't stand, talking about how much they love Monty Python. So yeah, I even think like Paul Feig was in the motherfucker. So like, yeah.
Was it people unrelated to the original cast?
No, yeah, exactly. No, it's like people like modern day comedians and shit. So like I said, like a lot of people you can't stand, basically. Yeah.
How did it sound? I mean, was it a notable difference?
Because I think they did a Dolby Atmos remix. I would say it's probably just kind of more of an up-convert of the 5.1 mix they had before, is my understanding. It sounded fine as far as I could tell. I mean, it's not the most well put together film. I mean, you can tell how limited their budget was. I mean, I don't even, was it even shot on 35? Was it shot on 16? I don't even remember. But no, it looks fine as far as and Sony always does a great job. So, I mean, if there's usually a problem with a Sony release, it's because they don't have the element or something's fucked up. Because yeah, I've never had a bad Sony transfer. They are like Vinegar Syndrome and Arrow when they get to do theirs. They don't muss with shit. They let you have the natural grain. It feels like you got little to no manipulation outside of the standards that you need to kind of make it watchable on a television screen. They don't overdo it. And in the past, if they have done since they were one of the earlier adapters of 4K, if they did a version before that was only HDR10 or whatever, they'll do a new Dolby Vision version if they can. And even when they do that, they even usually add something to it. So it's not just a complete, retread of the other disc, just with now Dolby Vision. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Which is kind of what they did. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with the Karate Kid earlier. Like I said before, like they did the original version, which was an early release with HDR10. Then they did the one that's in the box set that is the same movie, but it's updated with Dolby Vision, but you get the other two movies with it. So you're still getting something more with it. And then they did that other version with the more deleted scenes and stuff like that. So yeah.
Right.
So, but yeah, so I mean, usually Sony tries to make it worth your while to upgrade.
They
So I got to
did.
give them credit
They
for
did.
that. And
Yeah.
and this is the first time the movie's been on 4K. It hasn't had a Blu-ray, I think, in 10 years. So, I mean, it's noticeable.
This is the 50th release, correct?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
50th anniversary. Yep, no, you're right.
Yeah.
And the Blu-ray was for the 40th, if I remember correct. So yeah.
Nice.
We are the knights that say knee.
Nee.
I
Oh,
fought
they're
in
all-
your general direction.
I told them we already got one.
The scene, I still cracks me up with the scene in the castle with the kid who keeps trying to sing and he keeps cutting him off. He's like, no.
Yeah.
I love that scene. I do love that scene.
And I love Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I know it's kind of sacrilege to say it's not my favorite of the Monty Python films, but I do enjoy it. It's good.
Yeah.
Are you a Life of Brian man?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
No, me
kind of.
too. It's just the restaurant scene alone. I'm like, yeah. So
Even Monty
quotable.
Python themselves generally will say that. They're like, we don't understand why people like this one better. Actually, I'm a defender of The Meaning of Life as well.
Ah,
And the reason I defend that one a lot is because I'm
cool.
like, that's an actual Monty Python movie in a sense. It's a movie of the show, kind of.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that, it's actual skit segments that they couldn't do necessarily on the show, but it's done in a movie form. And then they turned around and did, and now for something completely different anyway, which kind of makes no sense, but yeah. But that's the only one I still haven't got. I don't think that has actually had a Blu-ray release, at least not in the US, that I could get my hands on. And I haven't found it anywhere else yet. But for those who don't know what that is, that's just a movie they made where they redid skits from the show.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually my introduction to Monty Python, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, when that home video came out, that was the first time I had ever seen anything Monty Python and now for something completely different. So those are the versions of the skits that I grew up with initially, or remembered growing up initially, until I finally got to see episodes of Monty Python on PBS and shit like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where I remember watching Monty Python on PBS along with the show Are You Being Served? They would play the Britcoms or whatever they called them back then, and that's what I remember. That's all I remember watching them. So
it's actually
Void
a
King,
great
yes.
intro to be introduced to, versus like a standalone film. I think because you're getting a little bit of everything, and then when you watch it, you're like, it makes sense. I mean, that's
in a way, it's kind of like
cool
Kiss when they redid their greatest hits songs. You know, but at the same time, it's like it's still them doing it, at least, except for, in the Kiss thing doesn't work so much because it's a different drummer and guitarist. But that being said,
where's Ace Frehley at?
Yeah, he left by that point, and Eric Carr was on drums. But what was it? Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits. That's the album.
Oh, right. I have that too.
Which is funny. Most people don't realize that. Yeah, they're all re-recordings on there. Not a single one of those songs. Yeah, they're all re-recordings. Which is funny because that's the version of Beth that I listened to most growing up, because I never had the other version. Because when we were younger kids, it was hard to get albums. So like if you had a greatest hits album, you went for that first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And little did I know Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits was a bunch of remakes of their greatest hits.
I was today days old when I learned that. I was never like a huge Kiss fan, but I think the only Kiss album I ever bought, and it was I'm like, yeah, I know Beth, I know Rock and Roll All Night. It's the original. I had no idea. There you go.
Nope. Hate to break your heart.
And knowing is half the battle.
Knowing's half the battle.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I don't think, and please, somebody in the chat, if you're more of a Kiss fan than I am, do correct me. The funny thing is Rock and Roll All Night, I don't think was ever a single. The version that was on the radio that was famous was the live version.
Ooh.
But the album version is the one that most people are familiar with because it's been used in movies and other things a million times over since then. But my memory is because Beth is their highest charting song. And technically next, I think, is either New York Groove or Rock and Roll All Night, finally. And it's that live version of Rock and Roll All Night from Alive 2, I think it is. So like I got a pretty good Kiss history, but it's been a while since I've been down memory hole lane. So correct me, please, in the chat if I'm wrong. But yeah. So I know too much about Kiss.
No such thing. History. And as long as Gene Simmons is still peddling Kiss coffins and all of the merchandise, I could die happy. Because at one point he was selling coffins, like it was actually Kiss coffins. It was
You
a
want
real
a Kiss
thing.
condom?
Yeah.
I don't use them.
Marketing geniuses.
They knew that he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
Oh
what he was
fuck yeah!
doing.
Kiss knew exactly what they were fucking doing, and they still to this day they're IP now because of it. But anyhow, Monty Python and the Holy Grail is great. In fact, going off of that, music and whatnot. Do you want? You know what? I'm gonna let you guys because I technically have 2 rounds left. What do you guys got left?
I got one.
Because
I got nothing. I got nothing.
I got 2 movies that I can put together, and then the other 3 I can put together. Is what I'm thinking. Or I can keep going.
I got one. What did you say you have, Clark? None?
I got nothing. I just had 2. I'm just.
I thought you was going to show the Blob.
Oh, I can push that. Yeah. The Blob.
That was the one I was setting you up for before.
I know.
I let you down. It's.
Do the Blob right now.
I've seen both Blobs. I do enjoy the original, filmed in Phoenixville, PA, which is not far from where I grew up, actually, in Pennsylvania. So this did have a local kind of lore, so I did appreciate that. But the one that I recently purchased was the Blob with Kevin Dillon as Brian Flagg and Shawnee Smith, who we love. But this movie's good. It's my favorite version of the Blob that I've seen. And good practical effects in there. Different from the original in that there's more of a they try to keep the same scenarios with bowling alley, and so they move it to a movie theater. But it's a fun ride. Yeah, and we actually met Kevin Dillon last weekend at a con they have out here for TV stuff. And we asked about the Blob, and he said it was like a great time and good movie. So I don't know if you guys brought this up before or fans of it, but I probably watch the Blob every, I don't know, like 2-3 years. It's kind of a staple in this house.
Fuck the Blob. We hate the Blob around here.
No. I love the Blob.
We're kidding. We're kidding, of course. Yes. Yeah. I mean, the Blob has been on shit. I think we brought on every single version and sequel to the Blob, as far as I know.
Classic.
Yeah.
When they leave, they have the ending with the fire hydrants and things. The cold freezes them. They didn't shamelessly build that up. Or like, some of the other movies. It's kind of subtle, and then they blew it up in your face, and it worked. It was a good delivery at the end. Kevin Dillon, he's like the cool town bad boy, and the guy actually did. I do my podcast with. He does like movie locations. He worked on set locations for the Blob, and he visited them.
Cool.
His pictures are actually in one of the special features on the DVD. So that's
nice.
Or the Blu-ray. He does a little segment where he shows, just stills, things like that.
How well does he know like Chuck Russell and shit like that?
I don't think he's ever met them.
Oh, okay.
Or hasn't since the film, but he's got stories and stuff about it. But it's a good it's a fun
Chuck
ride.
Russell, I feel, was like a director. I don't know what happened. He seemed like he was gonna be one of the next big ones, and then he just kind of
you wonder about that. It's like the guy, it's probably a bad reference, but the guy that did, name skipped my mind, Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. It was like his last movie, and you're like, well, you're tied to a major franchise, grossed a lot of money. You could have done something, and I don't know.
Beginning, wasn't that the porn director guy?
Yeah, that guy's a good porn director.
His last movie.
That's why you didn't get no more movies, motherfucker.
Which basically, if you look at the interviews and stuff from that film, they basically did shoot a porno in the woods. Like,
Well, that's why that movie has the best tit shots of all the films.
Deborah Voorhees.
Yeah. I did meet her at the Friday the 13th convention. She aged gracefully, wasn't the same, but you just can't help thinking. And she's like, I know the scene. And you're like, yeah, it was kind of like coming of age for all of us.
Like,
so
I'm looking at you and I just see your boobs.
That's all I'm saying. But one thing I'll say about the Blob, though, is they did a good job with the pacing of it works really well. Like when the government finally comes in and and they speed things along quickly. There's a right amount of comic relief in there. Great supporting cast. So there's a lot of good in the Blob. It's a fun movie.
I love it. I mean, like I said, I own the original on VHS and the Criterion. And then I own the Shout Factory Blu-ray. It's great. It's just, they're my favorite, and I think The Blob is one of those, like some of the people in the chat have mentioned. It's one of those great remakes that's often overlooked because we do talk so much about like The Thing and The Fly, which are incredible, great remakes, and that's how you do remakes. And then people tend to forget about The Blob, and The Blob is one of those great remakes as well that goes right along with them.
Yeah, good call. It doesn't get the love I think it deserves for whatever reason.
Well, that's just because it wasn't as well known or big, but it did well enough.
From
My memory at the time it came out. But I agree with Greg, and that's, I mean, in hindsight now, as we're looking back, I want to say that probably one of the greatest eras for remakes had to be the 80s, 70s, and 80s, probably. I mean, even some of the lesser remakes out of that era were some of the better ones still to this day. If we go back and look, I even am very fond of, of the 76 King Kong remake, for instance.
Me too. That's one of my favorites. Like the whole thing. Jeff Bridges and like there's so much fun in that.
They shouldn't even have a remake, right? But
yeah.
And King Kong Lives. Don't forget with the giant scalp.
Well, that's the beauty of King Kong is there's been so many now that when people are like, "Oh, the Peter Jackson one, we didn't need another remake." I'm like, dude, it's fine. It's a loving homage to the original. Is it over bloated as fuck? Yes. Yeah. But that's what I love about it.
Yeah. Hey, he could do whatever he wanted then. They're like, Lord of the Rings, here's a check.
He's got you in damn near fucking tears when Kong dies.
How can you not? Last Invasion of the Body Snatchers is a great one.
That's another good example of one in that era. And that's what I'm saying, that 70s, 80s era, they kind of got the vibe. They knew what to do with it. And this is a good example, just like Greg said, where they took the elements that worked really well in the original film, updated it really well, knew exactly what tone it had to go for. It's the fucking Blob. No, you're not going to go directly horror, in your face, shock horror. But you're going to have, like, as we mentioned before, kind of like that Evil Dead kind of leaning into, not quite as much, but it definitely is like, yes, we're remaking the Blob, kids. We know that. Right?
Yeah.
And it has fun with it.
Yeah, and they have fun. They do some great kills, like when the guy gets sucked down the drain, and that. And like,
there's some amazing effects and kills, and that's the beauty of the movie. Is it's like, okay, we're going to be tongue in cheek, but at the same time, we're going to show you some pretty amazing special effects because we know you've seen The Thing. We know you've seen these other films, so we need to compete with that. We're not competing with... See, that's what I think of the 80s and 70s, what worked about those remakes, is that when they go into a lot of these remakes, I think they're worrying about competing with the original. You're never going to fucking be able to compete with the original because the original is going to be that movie for that generation. What you need to do is compete with everything else that's coming out around it. And I think that's where they were smart with this, going, okay, we got to make this better than The Thing because that is the last standard for, in-your-face horror. It's got to be better than The Thing. It's got to be better than American Werewolf in London. When they see this movie, they got to say, I can't believe I just fucking saw that. And that's what I miss about horror in general and movies in general because of CGI. And that's why I fell in love with slasher films growing up and special effects sci-fi films growing up. Because I was...
Same guy right here.
If I get tricked by something on screen going, how the fuck did they do that? That gets me interested. And then I go to that next level. Right. And that's how I got into a lot of the behind the scenes stuff and, getting to know all this shit. And it kind of got me here vicariously through all the things that we've done. And this movie is a good example of that. Yeah. Like they did a great job and use almost every kind of special effect you can think of. In some cases, multiple ones in some, same shots and scenes, So it's like insane what Chuck Russell was able to pull together with this. And this is the same guy who did Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff like that. Nightmare 3. Yeah. So, I mean, and that's where I said, I was like, I can't believe his career just kind of dissipated. But as was brought up by Steven, I guess he's doing the remake of Witchboard this year.
Which he also directed the original Witchboard too.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
Really?
I like the original. I did not know he directed the original.
Sure he directed the original.
Was that his first movie or something? It had to be. Or was that after Nightmare? I thought that was pre-Nightmare. Right now. Wow.
Well said about the Blob, though, and sequels not competing with the original. Like, it's perfect.
I'm sorry, Kevin Tenney did the original Witchboard. Sorry.
No. The last thing I'll say about the Blob is with all the effects and the pacing, they do throw you for some they go for the non-traditional rules at times. Like one example is Shawnee Smith's boyfriend. I think his name was Paul. I forget, but he you think he's going to be like kind of in there for a while. Probably going to be competing with Kevin Dillon's character, and they kill him off like right away. Like the second scene, the hospital, boom, he's gone. He's out of the equation. You didn't see that coming because he was setting himself up as like, the jock, like, and they just wipe him out, and you didn't see that coming. And the pacing's really good with that. And Tom, I just got what you said about the effects, multiple effects in certain scenes. They utilize them and it works, without the use of, double exposures and things like that. Like it looks good. It holds up for what they did in '88.
Well. Yeah. And I mean, like when you talk about her boyfriend, it's like he's essentially playing the Steve McQueen role. Her boyfriend.
Exactly.
Like you think he's going to be the hero, and that's where they do. That's a great example of subversion, because we talk about like how everything's got to be subverted now. Subversion, like no, it doesn't. But this is a great example of, because it's showing you that you're no longer in the 50s, you're in the 80s. So the guy that was the hero in the 50s, Steve McQueen, the All-American football boy, he's not the hero of this movie. The guy that's wearing the leather jacket, riding the motorcycle, who's the rebel, is now the hero of the movie.
Well, the beauty of it is it shows us that Kevin Dillon is really the better actor of the two brothers. Let's be real. Secondly, it also shows what I love. And the reason that is because what he's doing is, and I don't know whose choice what it was to do this, but it was fucking brilliant. You basically have the person playing the Steve McQueen role, but they're not playing the character he played in the original film. They're playing Steve McQueen.
Yeah,
Steve McQueen.
Yeah,
100%. It's true. Yep. It's so true. Good call.
Yeah, that's why The Blob is such a great remake.
It is. There's so much good in that, and it's a classic for sure. Yeah. And the original is good too.
Yeah, and it's also why like those remakes are so much more successful in the 80s. Is like nobody was saying no, you can't remake The Thing. That's an all-time classic. Like today they're like, if somebody were to try to remake Back to the Future. It's like, no, you don't remake Back to the Future. It's a perfect movie. You don't do that, which is never going to happen. But, until Bob Clark and them all probably pass away, then they might try that. But, like, nobody was saying, you can't remake The Blob. You can't remake The Fly. You can't remake The Thing. These movies are, like, all-time cinema classics. Did they have their fans? Were they very successful movies? Yes, they were when they were originally released. But nobody was, like, saying, don't remake this. Like today, everybody wants to remake all the movies that are already popular and done right the first time. So,
right? Absolutely. They weren't shouting for that, And I always thought movies, if they would benefit from a remake, like do it. Like I always thought a RoboCop remake would have been great. I'm like, well, the technology's updated. Detroit. I mean, they didn't pull it off, right? But I'm like, that would have been a good example.
It's about 70% there, right? Like that's the sad part. Yeah. And people rejected it flat out just because of that fucking costume, and that's a big part of the problem.
The black costume.
Because the movie itself is actually not that bad.
No, I didn't think so. Yeah.
And it sets itself up for a really unique kind of universe and twist on the whole idea, but it just was poorly exexecuted at the end, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. And the Blob is like a good example of, I mean, when did the original Blob come out?
54, 56, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it could have used an update with the advances in filmmaking at the time, and you're right, Greg. People weren't
58,
scrambling
I was going to say maybe 58, but
they weren't scrambling. Yeah, they weren't scrambling around. And which is funny is like the original Blob came out in 1958, and the remake came out in 1988. So. It was 30
Oh, that was purely designed. And see, that was the other thing is back then, I mean, the studios seem to have forgotten how they used to do this shit. When you would do a sequel or a remake, they would totally embrace the original. Like, that's what I would always love about when we would get a sequel or a remake, because then I'm like, oh, great, finally we're going to get a re-release of the original.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like clockwork, you were going to get one.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it was a film that had not been available for a while. And I mean, that's the beauty is like when the Blob remake came out, that was probably the first time I saw the original Blob, because I think they showed it on television tons when that remake came out. So like, they used to remind you of that. And it was almost like there was this synergy about trying to, even the early Marvel films, that's what I loved when those would come out. Cause then it'd be like, okay, cool. What are we going to get this time? So I remember like with some Spider-Man releases, like we got like the complete 60 series on DVD, which is a hard one to get your hands on now. And some stuff like that whenever we get those movies coming out. But now it's like they forgot to do that.
Yeah, they don't do that no more. Not at all.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
because they only want you to watch the new stuff.
Unless it's unless it's a direct sequel, then you can get the box set. But other than that, like, yeah, they don't re-release a bunch of the originals and stuff. The only times you see that is, like I said, when it's a direct connection to that. You know, it's so rare to see. You know, if they were to do some like remake of Total Recall, you're not going to get a new version of the original one, even though it already has a 4K and doesn't need it.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, they didn't really seem to do that then. It just didn't have that synergy to it.
No, there's like, all we want you to see is the new one and forget about that's what it is now. It's like, we see the new one, forget about the old one because it has nothing to do with this. This is the one we want you to always remember now. So,
yeah.
And I think that helped alienate a lot of people and pissed off a lot of people.
And actually, from my memory, I think of a more recent remake, I think I ended up liking the remake a little bit more than the original. Was it the God, what's that one that Rami Malek just did?
Oh, with
the Amateur
Fishburne or whatever.
The Amateur, yeah. I think I ended up, and I have to go back and remind myself because I watched the original and the remake back to back because I'd never seen the original.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I actually preferred the remake. If my memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it. You were saying you'd like to remake because I think you brought on the original a couple right before.
I think I just talked to you about it after a show or before a show because I don't think I brought anything on. I didn't have anything to bring on for it. So
I remember you talking about it. So
I think it was just us in a private conversation because, yeah, it was just one I happened to watch on Disney Plus because I seen that it was dropped on Disney Plus and I'm like, oh, they actually have the original on here too. Fuck it, I'm watching both. Because that's my thing is I won't watch a remake until I see the original. Mm-hmm. That's usually my rule.
That's a good rule. Wait, was the Amateur you prefer the remake to the original?
I think if my memory serves me correct. I think Greg he's confirming my conversation with because this was like a month ago now. That's the problem.
Yeah, it was a while back when you was talking about it.
Because it was when they dropped that new Rami Malek movie. It dropped on streaming, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go see if the original's on streaming first, and it was. And so I watched them both back to back, and I ended up preferring the remake, I think. And it was mainly just because I think the original had some ambiguity to a few bits and pieces of it here and there. And the remake, I think, did a bit of a better job of cleaning up the loose ends and giving the characters a little bit more better realistic motivations and feel to them. Because, like, if I remember right, like the original film, like the whole motivation kind of goes out the window after a bit and it just kind of meanders for the middle. Then it finally concludes. It's kind of like, yeah, it's all right. But it's like the remake just kind of did it a little bit better, I think. And I don't know if it's a readaptation of the book because I think both versions are based on a book, obviously. So, yeah.
Okay.
But the remake is different enough that it makes me wonder. So, yeah.
Yeah, you never know. But yes, definitely The Blob is great movie. Okay, so I have one left. Tom, did you want to do another set before I do my one, or do you just want me to go ahead and do mine? And
we can do that. Why don't I do that?
Okay.
Go ahead. That way you got one more.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do these two together.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, so let's start first with the remake since we're talking about remakes.
Mm-hmm.
This is one that you brought on not too long ago, Greg.
Nice.
And I confessed that night that it was one of the few earlier Mel Gibson movies I hadn't seen, and I mean by earlier in his, when he was in his heyday. That, of course, was Maverick. And I'm not very familiar with the original show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I barely remember anything about it, if anything.
Right. Well, my old pappy always said,
fucking movie.
Oh, yes. I was hoping you did because I really love this movie. Because my old pappy always said.
I never said anything like that.
I never said it because, like, did you expect that ending? I mean, it's pretty clear.
No,
but
I kind of did, but then I didn't. It was like I wasn't surprised when it happened, but I didn't necessarily expect it to happen when it did.
Yeah. But it's a solid movie with a great cast and like with James Garner and him and then what's her name. So yeah, it's a really good and like feels like even my closest friends are cheating me because he's trying to get that money together for the thing. And then what's his name played Doc Ock my mind, once again, I'm not remembering names.
Molina, Alfred
Yes,
Molina.
who plays Alfred Molina, who plays a Spaniard. I love the scene where he sets them up in the beginning, where he kicks those guys' butts, and then like, huh? What's that? Well, you were saying something about cheating, and they all get scared of him, and then they find out that he was just scamming them. It's like, well, you did hit my jaw a little hard there. So, but no, it's a great movie. I want to know some of your thoughts on it. What you thought about it?
I thought it was a lot of fun. It's a very complicated, but easy to. It doesn't feel like it's complicated, but it is a very complicated, kind of convoluted, spinning web of a plot. But it works, and it's a very Mel Gibson, Richard Donner ode to the westerns.
Yes.
Knowing that, I adore it. It's brilliant. It's a well done film. It pays. I'm assuming it pays loving homage to the original, even though I've never seen it, or at least can't remember it anyway. Especially considering you got James Garner in here himself, and he's great in it. The thing that's probably the weakest link in the entire film is Jodie Foster.
She's kind of getting overacted by both of them.
Yeah,
and not just that. And knowing now that she's a fucking lesbian, I have a hard time watching her in previous films. I never found her all that attractive to begin with.
No.
And now I find her not attractive at all.
It's tough to watch. It's tough to watch.
Yeah, and her and Mel Gibson have like zero chemistry as far as love interests go.
And he's so smooth as Maverick with the cards and everything. Like he's cool as ice in that one. And you have her there, and it's like she's like, I'm here. Here I am.
She feels very miscast in this movie.
Yeah.
I think it's, she's just really good friends with Mel Gibson, and he probably got her the job.
Probably right.
110%. Yeah. Like, because clearly, like, even Rene Russo would have made more sense.
Yeah. I could have seen her.
92. That would have.
And their chemistry was fucking amazing in the Lethal Weapon movies. So, I mean, and she could have probably pulled that off. If not, you got to get somebody like a, God, I'm trying to think of somebody at the time who could have pulled it off.
So Maverick is 94?
Almost like a Stockard Channing or somebody like that. You need somebody who has something to them that they're mysterious, they're beautiful, you want to be with them, and you can't get mad at them for fucking you over constantly. Right. But yet you can believe they're that smart. But also they have to be good looking enough and alluring enough that you could find men just falling over them and doing the stupid shit they do to fall into her little pratfalls and prey.
Yeah.
And Jodie Foster just does not have that. Melanie Griffith would have done it good too.
Yeah, I could have seen
that's a good
one. That's a good one. Yeah,
because she's really good at playing that ditzy thing and then twisting it at the last second. And you need somebody like a Miss Tessmacher / you know what I mean? Yes. Somebody who's able to kind of play it up one way and then flip it the next second, and you see the real person.
Yeah, with acting and comedy chops, that would have been a good call.
Yeah,
Jodie's not real good with comedy either.
No, but I mean, other than that, I mean, you're not wrong. She's probably the weakest link of the movie and everything, but it's a pretty freaking solid movie. So yeah. And even Danny
Glover. Who would have been better yet? Goldie Hawn.
I can see,
Yes, Goldie Hawn could have played the hell out of that role. Yeah,
because she could really pull that off. And she has that. And if not, Michelle Pfeiffer would have been it. Still, there's a half a dozen better ones that I would have picked before her. Otherwise, that's the weakest link in the entire. And you've got. I couldn't even believe. I forgot the one actor who actually has the lines. The country singer.
Oh yeah, Clint Black.
Clint Black. Thank you. I didn't realize it was Clint Black. I'm like, I know him. I can't place him. I must have seen him in something else. And the fact that he had that about him on screen, like, there's certain, you can see the certain country stars, like some of them I picked out like a sore thumb. But other certain ones like him, I didn't realize till later that was Clint Black. I just thought it was another character actor that I'm like, okay, he's been in some Western or something I've seen before with Mel Gibson or in a Richard Donner film. That's why I recognize it.
Yeah.
Because that's what this movie is. It's basically Richard Donner throwing all his typicals in there mixed with, I mean, even down to Margot Kidder, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, Margot Kidder, Danny Glover.
I'm surprised Christopher Reeve didn't pop up at one point in this movie.
Exactly.
I didn't realize Margot Kidder, I mean, at the time when that came out.
I'm going to get me a husband.
Was, it was still well and stuff like that. But yeah, right there.
Yeah, it could have worked
Yeah.
great. It would've worked
She was
great.
one of the surprise funnier cameos.
Yeah.
I totally didn't expect her.
Yeah. What about the Danny Glover cameo? Did you like that when he?
Oh, that was kind of the more of the
obvious one, but
yeah. I mean, it was kind of on the nose a little bit more than the Margot Kidder one, because the Margot Kidder one, you're like, wait, is that Margot? It is. Holy shit!
Yeah,
and you know, like that's like I said, I was surprised that we didn't have like Christopher Reeve pop up somewhere.
Yeah.
Even as just some Southern gentleman,
Yeah, that would have been, especially on the boat when they get on the boat.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. And
From
what's
set
fun?
to set.
Yeah, what's funny is like when you're talking about Clint Black being in it, it's literally his song playing when they show Clint Black when they're at all on the boat in the 7-11.
I did not fucking put two and two together,
that's
Greg.
His song. That's his song playing while it shows.
He's like Dwight Yoakam. It happened to me a few times with Dwight Yoakam. The first few times, I'm like, I know that motherfucker. And I'm like, he's such a good actor, though. It must have been some movie.
Really good.
And then you see his fucking name, and you're like, that was not Dwight Yoakam. Yeah, he don't look nothing like him.
You got that cowboy hat and his bald head.
Exactly.
He's a completely different person.
Yeah.
Fucking Sling Blade, my God.
Right?
He is amazing in that. And fucking Crank and all this shit. Every time I see Dwight Yoakam on screen, I don't give a shit if the movie's bad. I'm like, oh God, at least he's in it.
Yeah.
I love him.
And he pops up at so many random movies too. You're like,
he does.
Good for them. Like Wedding Crashers, he's in there for like a minute,
half a second or whatever. Yeah. I'm like, holy shit, it's Dwight Yoakam.
He's in Panic Room. Yeah.
I don't really care for that movie either, but yes, I was happy to see him in it.
Yeah. Oh, he plays the Reverend. I don't know if you've seen it with the Vince Vaughn Christmas movie, Four Christmases. He plays.
Oh no, I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm not surprised because him and Vince are good friends.
Oh, he plays the Reverend in that. It's pretty funny. Reverend. He's got great comedic timing too because he plays it really funny. So
hey, Greg, you mentioned one of you gentlemen mentioned a name of another movie during this segment, and I just before I forget, I wanted to crowbar this in. When I was at the physical media store, I asked them because people return, they sell their DVDs or Blu-rays or 4Ks to the store, and then they resell them depending on what they're worth or whatever. And I asked, what is the number one movie that you see more people trying to get rid of than any other movie? Do you know? Can you take a guess what it is?
I got to imagine it's something that was given away with something. So it's probably got to be like Spider-Man 3 or.
You're on the right trail with something that's got to be given away. It's Panic Room.
Panic Room?
Okay.
Oh,
it was Panic Room?
The guy there, I want to derail us, but he's like, we see more Panic Room than he's like, they must have been giving it away at some point because they see a disproportionate number of Panic Room Blu-rays and DVDs being like brought in, and they're like, we don't accept them anymore. We have too many Panic Rooms.
It makes me wonder. I wonder how the 4K sales will do with that, because I do know it has its fans, but it makes me wonder if, like me, that a lot of people bought it as a blind buy. Because a lot of people forget when DVDs were like in their heyday, there's a lot of people who just blind buy a lot of movies.
Yeah.
And I wonder if a lot of people just didn't end up liking the movie all that fucking much.
I remember I didn't like it very much.
I did not like the movie. I was very disappointed by it because I'm like, it was all hyped up, and I'm forgetting now who the director was. I'm blanking out, but I know who it is. Fincher, right?
Yeah, I think so, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Fincher from Seven. Yeah, because it was, so I was like, and I'm just watching this movie. I'm like, this is boring as piss.
Let's look at this grainy monitor. But yeah, I had to bring that up when it is meh. Panic Room was
even Steven says it's meh.
And Jared Leto's in it too. So
oh God, yeah. I forgot all about that.
And Kristen Stewart.
Yep.
So,
only heard.
No.
But okay. So I saw that, and all the other cameos are great. Even though we brought up Dwight Yoakam, I don't think he's in this. I'm pretty sure.
No.
But you have Uncle Jesse's in it. Like
Jesse,
you got
throws himself off the boat.
Yeah, that's funny as shit. Yeah. And then of course, speaking of Uncle Jesse, you got what's his face who did the theme song and does the narration for the show.
Oh yeah, Waylon Jennings.
Waylon Jennings. I just forgot his name, but yeah, Waylon Jennings. And then as soon as I heard his voice, I knew who the fuck he was. Right? Who'd you say, Clark?
Alice Cooper.
Oh, he's in it too. I did not see Alice Cooper in it.
He's in it.
Alice Cooper.
Motherfucker, I gotta go in there and find him now.
I've seen the movie a million times, saw it in theaters, and I still don't know Alice Cooper was in this. This is the first I've heard of this.
Yeah, because he's not even in the making of it. Because I watched the making of it, which is actually kind of fun because it has one of those HBO half-hour specials. What's great about it is, they're playing.
Wait, there's a making of this out there?
Yeah, they throw it on here. It's just the standard like EPK kind of crap. It's goofy, It's fun, but the beauty of it is they go through a lot of the cameos and stuff in the making of it, and then they actually talk about the music video that's also on there because they had all those country stars.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got a bunch more together mixed with the movie stars, and they did this Amazing Grace single for this country album that was for charity at the time with like Reba McEntire and shit like that. So like, yeah, I mean, it's a fun little 30-minute behind the scenes. I miss those because I used to watch those on HBO all the time. That's one of those ones that famously where the quote that Robert Zemeckis always gets in trouble for, that he said that hoverboards were real.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they would play into this shit in these making them. That's kind of what this whole thing is like you've seen it, right, Greg?
You couldn't Google it then. It was like, he said it. The director said it. It's
well, and a lot of times they were playing this shit up too. That's the problem. And like this is a prime example of it. This and like that Airheads one that I sent to you guys a couple weeks ago, where they literally are faking like a news broadcast. Same kind of thing here. Like you can tell like 90% of what they're talking about is completely staged. Right, because you got Mel Gibson talking one thing, and then Jodie Foster goes, "Well, really, the movie's about my character." And I'm actually been discussing it with Richard Donner to change the name to whatever the fuck her character's name is.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And then you got what's his face, James Garner going, "Well, we're thinking about changing the movie to Cooper, Agent Cooper." Like.
Yeah.
So there's like that kind of shit all throughout the whole fucking making where they're clearly just hamming it up.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that aspect of it, but then there's the realistic aspect where they just have all the, cameos and stuff showing up, and just, clearly that it's a loving homage, not to just Maverick, but Westerns. And at the time, you had a bunch of the modern country stars, which country was at a height then too. And I think that all played into the movie.
Was big, yeah.
Well, and that's what I grew up with. Yeah.
Me too. And like it was like I said, somebody who has seen some of the TV series, they do have nods to the TV, to the TV series in the show. And like there was two of them in the TV show because there was James Gardner and then his brother. There was Brett and Bart Maverick. So like at times,
okay, I get it now. Okay,
yeah, what they call Mel Gibson, like Bert or Bart or whatever, because like he had a brother, so that's why they were like referencing names like that. And like in the show, it wasn't that he was a coward. He just preferred not to fight. He was a smart cowboy because like they would call him a coward, but he really wasn't a coward. He could just figure out how to get us situations without resorting to violence and stuff like that. So yeah, that's where all that sort of comes from in the movie. But he was actually really good. What he could do. So yeah, it's a good one. And so I've always enjoyed that movie. I remember seeing it in theaters, just having fun with it. So I'm glad you liked it. I'm really glad you liked it.
Yeah, I'm glad I liked it too. And now that I bought it, the 4K will come out.
Yeah, guaranteed.
They're gonna get you to buy Jaws again too at one point.
Motherfuckers! I still haven't done it this last time yet. Part of me is regretting it, considering what the steelbooks are going for. But
yeah.
True. I was lucky. I only had Jaws on Blu-ray and DVD, and I finally broke down about the 4K when they released this new one, so I could get the documentary. So I only bought Jaws on 4K once.
I have the documentaries just on the digital version. I would like to have a physical copy though.
Yeah.
But all right. So going off of that, oh sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's good to have it on a physical copy.
Here's another one that I got that's country music related. And it's considered one of the better biopics ever made. And finally gets some 4K love from Universal, and that is Coal Miner's Daughter, starring Sissy Spacek and Tommy Lee Jones.
It's a classic.
It's a great film, yeah.
That is a great film.
It's one of those movies that it's weird how it, we're having a good old time being horny.
Horny and baloney.
Baloney makes you horny.
Yep.
It's one of Tommy Lee Jones is great in it, of course. Sissy Spacek's great in it, of course. It's one of those movies that created a lot of the tropes for biopics, but also managed not to fall into a bunch of the tropes of
Right.
biopics at the same time. And yeah, I've seen it a few times, but no, it looks good. It's a great transfer. It deserved it. There's nothing new, sadly.
I hate when you do that.
But I mean, there's a couple of old things on here from the old Blu-ray, but which it had enough stuff before to kind of at least make anybody who's a fan of the film feel like they've gotten something out of it, including old interviews with like Loretta Lynn and stuff about the movie. So yeah, no, it's worth a pickup considering I think it's only like $20, $22, whatever it is.
I didn't even know it got a 4K.
Well, I should have known because I don't think I told you this. Like I used to get points for like, Universal points or something like that. It was.
I remember those, yeah.
And you would turn them in and you would get, I think it started, you used to get like DVDs and Blu-rays, but then they moved it over to digital stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd gotten a few free digital movies off it. And the last one I got just because they were ending the program was Coal Miner's Daughter.
Right.
And literally like the week I got it, I went to go watch it and it's gone. Like, what the fuck?
Uh-oh.
So I called Voodoo or whatever it was, and I asked him what the hell happened, and they're like, we lost our license. I'm like, I just got the fucking movie. Or they didn't say we lost our license. They said that our license has been pulled temporarily or had been pulled for now. And at the time, if I should have thought about it, it'd been like, okay, a 4K version's coming. Well, the sad part is when the 4K version came out, I didn't get my other version back. But luckily this comes with a digital copy, but because now they upgraded the digital version to the 4K UHD, but
wait, so you just bought it and then they're like, oh, it's gone. License is gone.
I didn't technically buy it. I had to, what it was is they had Universal points and I think they had like a dozen digital movies you could choose from.
Yeah.
And of the ones that I didn't already have or actually wanted, this was that was literally the only one. And it was like the last bastion of them doing it, so I'm not surprised it also disappeared probably because of that. But I was like, normally I've never even had that problem before because it's weird because I still have movies from when I first signed up for Vudu that are in standard def that are still sitting there that I've never watched. Because when I first signed up for Vudu, you got like 5 free movies or whatever, like The Producers, Lethal Weapon Director's Cut, Wrong Turn 2, I think, and some other movie. Yeah, and they're all in standard def, and The Producers is the musical version, mind you. And they're all in standard def, so like I never ever watched them. I've never watched them. They were just some free thing I got for either signing up for Vudu or something. I don't even remember what the fuck it was. So they've been on there forever, and they're still there.
You're never losing the rights to that shit.
No, I thought for sure the director's cut of Lethal Weapon would go away when they updated it, but they've never even updated that version, which is funny. So like, yeah, they have the newer version on there, but you have to go to another place to get it. But yeah, it was strange because it just disappeared on me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like I paid for it. One quick thing I'll say about Coal Miner's Daughter. I watched that, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, but you're absolutely right about the biopic tropes, that it doesn't feel like that. And it set the stage. Like I can see a lot of walk the line in there, and you can see like, oh, the demo tape, the next day we're famous, and the flashbacks. But
some La Bamba
really
even,
works,
yeah.
Kind of set the tone, and it works very well in this one. It doesn't, not that Walk the Line feels that way, but I'm just using an example. But it set the stage kind of for a lot of what you're seeing in a lot of these biopics, which is kind of cool. Kind of set the mark.
Yeah. And now every time I see Loretta Lynn, I always think of Sissy Spacek all the time. She does such a great job, I think, when Loretta Lynn is Sissy Spacek. But it's not. It's like my brain can't recognize the differences in faces at times. So it's like, wait a minute, that's not Sissy, that's Loretta Lynn. Because that's how well.
Remember when she was on Roseanne one episode? Like she must have been Roseanne Barr's friend.
Well, she lived till what was it, 2017?
Yeah, something like that. She hung in there.
Yeah, she hung in there, and she called herself the first lady of country, and I think actually she was dubbed that from Patsy Cline. But like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny because like they did this, they took it down. It was like almost 2 years ago now, and this just finally came out. So it almost makes me wonder. And now that I'm rethinking this, I almost wonder if it had nothing to do with that and had everything to do with they were just trying to bury the movie because of Patsy or because of Jesus Christ, I just call her Patsy Cline because of Loretta's fucking politics.
Oh, probably.
Because remember, she was outspoken on Trump.
Yeah.
This all kind of happened around after
she
that. It was
really
after
at
she was
that age?
dead. Yeah.
You got to
During the
age
first
gracefully
election.
at that point.
Yep. She died the year after Trump got in office. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's why.
You
Because
never
now all of
know.
a sudden it's out now. It's like
You
it was like
never know.
disappeared for a longest time. Because I'm trying to think. I'm like, this is now that I'm thinking about it. This was a couple of years ago now. Like that makes no sense because if it would be a 4K, they wouldn't do it for that long. They would have left the other one up there. So I'm starting to wonder now why they pulled it down. And now all of a sudden it's back.
Yeah. Maybe they got pressured or.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Because even on this, they even have
80s,
George Bush thing where where she was at like some ceremony thing in DC or whatever. And I think she even talks a little bit about her politics on the special features. But of course, the special features are all made way before Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. It's you never know,
I hate
man.
that
you know?
casino maker back. That's interesting. I bet there is something to that.
There probably is. There probably is to
yeah.
it. Yeah.
It could be.
I didn't even think of it until just now because I was like, I remember looking something up in it about when she died because I was like, when did she die? And it said like right in the thing that she was outspoken about Trump the year before she passed or whatever about how he was the one person that could get our country back in order. I think is what she said.
And you know how they do that. So especially out there.
But yeah, she was a staunch Republican.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Very.
I mean, she's the coal miner's daughter. What did you?
Yeah.
I mean, like, seriously, country music is one of the most used to be at one point in time one of the most conservative forms of music. So,
like like true country, real classic.
Yeah. Well, I also like about the film is that she doesn't. She doesn't really lend herself personally to a lot of the bullshit tropes that you see in a lot of biopics too, right? Like, yeah, Tommy Lee Jones is not the best husband in the world, but he's not a bad husband in some ways too. I mean, yeah, he does fool around on her a little bit early on, but I mean, he's clearly a good dad. They stayed together until the day he died.
Yeah.
I mean, from everything I read and heard, he was an extremely good father and, loved just doing his thing at his house. And, he built her that house and he's always fucking around on the land and doing stuff. Like the story Tommy Lee Jones tells about him, about Doolittle was kind of funny too, because he didn't like him at first, I guess. Like every time he tried meeting him, he kept giving him like the cold shoulder. And then finally, the time he warmed up to him is when he had to teach him how to use the tractor thing that he uses to plow through the trees at the gravesite. I guess that's like real. All that shit's real. That's really his fucking tractor. That's the cool thing too, is they show him the one thing like she had, I don't know if it's still there or not, but she had all the shit from the movie set up in like this museum for memorabilia.
Right.
But she couldn't watch the movie, she said. She had not seen it since it first came out because it's just too close to home.
She just recently watched it like towards the end of her life kind of thing.
Well, I don't know if she ever did, but in the interview when they're talking to her, she's like, yeah, I can't watch the movie. She says, she's like, I haven't seen it since it first came out basically. So I don't know if she ever saw it again after that, but
interesting.
I mean, she didn't really have to, she fucking lived it. So
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in that movie that I'm sure she doesn't want to relive,
Yeah. Yep. Sure. Yeah. Big time.
Because the thing is about her, you can see in the interviews, which is great. And it shows how she is a strong classic, need I say, strong feminist woman in the classic sense, even of the times where she's kind of even still traditional wife in a lot of ways. She still is the breadwinner in the family. She still, did what she did. And you can tell that she became this because she started as this mousy, unsure, insecure individual who did everything that basically her husband told her to do and made that turn to this person that basically controlled her entire image and career at one point, basically. And it didn't destroy her marriage. In fact, if anything, getting her husband out of there, and he knew, and that's what I like in the movie, is he's like, I've taken you as far as I can. There's better people for this job now. My place is to stay at home with the kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I think that's what saved their marriage at that point. But I don't think she ever would have left him because she was such a traditional Christian woman.
Kind of like Dolly Parton and her husband.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
And I mean that we'll probably see a lot of reflection whenever she gets a biopic. I guarantee it'll get compared to this.
Oh, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Because it'll be so similar.
Very, very.
Well, I mean, she's already kind of did the quasi biopic with the Coat of Many Colors or whatever.
Yeah, on the TV movie that they did. Yeah.
You're talking about Dolly Parton getting a biopic?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. That would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, technically they did with that one Christmassy movie where it was based on her song, because that's a song is based on her true story in her life. So
yeah. Good night, Brian
All right.
Bart. Thank you for hanging with us.
Oh, you're missing the last two picks. Well, technically more than that, but yeah.
Speaking of country boys and hillbillies,
Country boy will survive.
Nice segue. It's not Coal Miner's Daughter or Maverick, but it's Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I still haven't seen this one.
You posted that on the gram. That's amazing.
Everybody keeps telling me to see this.
Oh, I think you dig it, Tom. I think you did. Well, I don't want to say that because I know you didn't, but I think you might enjoy it. So, do you know the basic of the movie? Because I don't want to spoil much. Sorry, Clark. I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
I was gonna say my podcast partner recommended that to me too. He's like, I think you'll like this, and he still hasn't answered why. Like, why would I like? Is there? I don't know anything about it, but he wouldn't be like, oh, because it has so and so. I just feel like this is one of those movies I haven't seen that I need to watch, and you just sealed the deal, Greg.
It is great. It is hilarious, and it is awesome. So I don't want to spoil too much, but I mean, because it is kind of best to go to the blind. But like, how much do I mean, guys, you don't know much, Clark, but like, how much do you know of it, Tom?
I'm so sorry. Ask me the question again. I was answering a text.
Sorry. How much of this movie do you know? I think, because I know you've never seen it, but how much of it do you know?
I know kind of just the basics, like what it is. It's kind of like this. It's an homage to horror films, but it's these guys who mean well, basically, but they keep killing people or something. People keep dying around them or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of the gimmick or the joke. I mean, I kind of got the gimmick joke kind of aspect to it. It's a movie I never actually sat down and took the time to watch it, and it's my fault.
I think I mean, if you can, as a horror fan, especially if somebody who's from if you're a fan of like 80s movies and slashers and like the cabin in the wood type thing set up, I think you'll really dig it. I wouldn't say it's quite I don't think it's like a meta horror movie. It's just like, what if this was what was happening instead of this was happening? Like, Tucker and Dale are these. Yeah. They're just really too good. They're like hillbilly. You know, that's what the whole thing is. Like, they're called hillbillies, and like,
he's not trying to choke us. He just wants to give us a big hug.
They're not. They're not like bad guys at all. They bought a cabin out in the woods for their summer vacation home because they're going to fix it up and go fishing. And that's what they're good. They're just good old boys, right? And then there's this group of college kids.
Good old boys.
Yeah, they're just good old boys. And there's this group of college kids that are coming up to camp out for the weekend. And you know how, like in a horror movie, when you like the college kids drive past the hillbillies and they look creepy, like in like Deliverance or like something like that. That's what they see. They see the creepy, like horror movie type villains in these guys. And these guys are not creepy or horror movie villains at all. And like things get out of hand immensely with misunderstandings of what's going on and everything. So
hilarity ensues.
Yeah, it's like, because like the one guy that Dale, the guy here that you see with the chainsaw, Dale here, he just thinks, you know, he wants to make friends with them, and he thinks one of the college girls is cute, and he's like, in whatever world would they ever talk to me? You know, they got the accent. Like, what would they talk to me? And it's like, and Alan Tudyk, his Tucker's like, listen to me. You are somewhat good looking. Just go over there, be yourself, and talk to them. They're just people. You're people. Just talk to them. And he's like, and he goes, also remember to laugh when you walk over there. So like, what's he do? He grabs a giant sigh right? That you cut down things. He grabs a giant sigh and he goes walking over there real slow, scraping it on the ground. And he stands in front of him and he just starts going, how you guys doing? So like immediately like it comes off as really creepy and he's just nervous. So, you know what I mean? So
Oh,
like
that's great.
they assume these guys are horror movie villains and they're not. They're just really good, awkward hillbillies. And like, not to spoil too much, is like one of the girls, the one that he likes, they're going skinny dipping at night and they're night fishing, and she ends up falling into the water and knocking herself out. And so they rescue her and take her back to their cabin. And so like the college kids thinks they've kidnapped her and are torturing her. So they're going to go to their cabin and try to get her back. And then that's when this shit hits the fan, as you would say, with everything and what it turns into. But it's like, if you've seen like a cabin in, you know, like in a woods type horror movie, slasher movie, you'll totally get it. You'll get the jokes. It is, you know, everything plays well, and it's just a fun movie. It really is a fun movie. Tucker and Dale is a great movie. I think you guys would like it. I don't want to say you like it'd be right up your alley, but I do think you guys will like it. Yes, it's comedy of errors in the worst way.
I see
like,
Alan Tudyk's in it too,
yes,
who's a national treasure. He's great. So
he's Tucker, if I remember correctly.
oh,
Tucker
thanks,
Dale.
Greg. I'm actually gonna queue this up and buy this. This is cool.
Yes, yeah, it's great. It's a great fun movie.
I'll see it eventually. It's the thing with this is this. If somebody forces me to watch it, or I watch it when I'm not in the right mood,
right.
I
get
might
that.
not like it.
I get that.
So what'll have to happen is I'll have to just be in the right place, right time, right mood to watch it, and it'll happen. It just hasn't happened yet. It's sad because I think I will like the movie from everything I've heard, but I have a feeling at this point it might be like a Something About Mary thing. And what I mean by that is by the time I saw Something About Mary, everybody had talked it up so much that I'm like, this is actually the worst of their movies.
It's a letdown now.
I get it.
It is. It was like, I'm like, Kingpin and Dumb and Dumber were leagues better than this. Why is everybody praising this garbage?
That's how it was with me and Big Lebowski, and I do enjoy Big Lebowski.
Oh, but I love Big Lebowski.
I was 5 years too late to the party. I just like never. It didn't line up for me. So when I saw it,
see, I can see it not working for some people. Yeah.
Or in 2000, rather, my buddy Tim would be like, "Oh, the dude, you're gonna love it. It's like the best." And I saw it, and I did enjoy it, but I was like, "You kind of hyped it up a bit." But I've grown to appreciate it over time. But I totally understand where you're coming from, where the Something About Mary. It's like, no, not buying it.
I get it. I get it too.
But this one, because it's coming from the Physical Media show, I think I'm going to love it even more than I would if I just watched it. So
yeah,
I am going to check this out, Tucker and Dale, because
it's good.
You had me
it
at
does
like
have a cult following. I know that.
Yeah. I think I completely get where you're coming from, Tom. I've done that myself with movies where people tell you got to see it, and you see it maybe 5 years too late, and you're not in the mood at the time to see it, and you see it, and it doesn't click for you. So, yeah, I get that. But Clark, let me know what you think when you see it. Tom, whenever you get to it, I'd like to know what you think about it. I just think it's just one of those movies where, like, I don't know. I had, when I first saw it and got it, I had like not heard anything about it. I was just lucky enough to like see the Blu-ray, and I bought the Blu-ray and I watched it, and I just really enjoyed it. And I got it as being a horror fan and everything. I got it. So like, it's practical effects. It is gory. It does get a little gory at scenes and stuff like that. And I just like the line, like, we have had a doozy of a day. It's just delivered so perfectly in the movie. But
it's a doozy.
It's a doozy. It's like, what are we going to tell the cops? It's just like, we had a doozy of a day, officer. And then the cop shows up. We have had a doozy of a day, officer. So like, yeah, I don't want to spoil it. I wish I could talk a little more about it because it is such a great, fun flick. But I'll give you guys time, to enjoy it, and hopefully you guys get a kick out of it. Hopefully, whenever you're in the mood, hopefully you get a kick out of it. So it's like I said, I've been in my mood. Like last week when I did the show by myself, I brought on the movie The Final Girls. I don't know if either one of you have seen that one as well, which is a great like little meta horror movie. I think people should watch if you're a slasher fan, especially if you're a Friday the 13th fan. Definitely check out The Final Girls. So I don't know if either one of you have seen that movie as well.
What movie was it, Greg?
The Final Girls.
No, I have not.
Now, Clark, you should see this one. All
The
right.
Final Girls, I'm writing it down. This is
I-
going next to Tucker and Dale.
I know you're a huge Friday the 13th fan. You've been to convention, you've had them on your channel, everything. Right? I know you're a big fan. You will love the Final Girls.
I have my Final Girl hat I bought from Daggett
from
Jensen of Friday the 13th Part 8. I am sold.
yes.
I'm watching it.
You will love if you've seen the Friday the 13th, specifically like the first 3 movies and even The Burning or Madman. Those movies are all sort of referenced in this movie. So it's kind of like Last Action Hero. It's like Last Action Hero meets Scream.
Oh, I
Right?
love that.
Okay, because like this girl, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Last Action Hero was going to be one of my picks tonight, but
There you go.
I digress.
Yeah, the only real problem with the Final Girls is it should have been rated R, and they wanted a rated R rating for the movie, but the studio made them make it a PG-13, and you can tell. That's the one problem with the movie. Other than that, it's about this young girl whose mom was in a movie called Camp Blood, which is basically like Friday the 13th, right? She was in the movie, and the girl's mother has passed away, and so they're going to a special screening of the movie on its anniversary, and a fire breaks out in the theaters, and her and her group of friends try to get out of the theater, and they cut the screen, to go behind the screen to get out of the theater. And when they cut the screen and they go into the movie, they end up in the movie Camp Blood. And she gets to interact with her mom, but it's not her mom, it's the character that she's playing in the movie. Right. So like they're there. They know what's going to happen. They've seen these movies. They know the killer's coming. They know who's going to die, who's supposed to be the final girl. And like, once again, crap hits the fan and everything goes all haywire and everything. So, and it's a really great play on like how you become a final girl, who's the final girl, and like with the virgins and everything, and like the kumbaya sitting around like Friday the 13th with the kumbaya and singing and all that. So yeah, the final girls.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
thank
Final
you.
Girls is great. It needed boobs. That's like because there's specifically one scene, and Friday the 13th is good with boobs, right? And this is clearly an homage to them, right? So like there's specifically one scene where you're expecting to see boobs because they make a deal out of it, but you don't get to see the boobs because they don't show them because the studio screwed the director and them out of an R rating. And that's, like I said, that's the one problem with the movie is they clearly wanted an R-rated movie. They filmed an R-rated movie, but the studio made them edit it to a PG-13 movie. So,
well,
that's the one caveat.
Good to know. I'm sure I'll figure out which scene it was, but
you'll know right
I'm
away.
glad you turned me on to that. I'm going to watch that.
It's a great, like I've had a great double feature with Tucker and Dale and the Final Girls. They're great, like little things, So exactly, Brandon Brad knows. Yes, I see. It's this great scene, and you're expecting it, and it's got the stripper music and everything, and you're like, and it's the girl that you want to see her tits. It's the girl you want to see.
Do you think they filmed it and then had to cut it for the rating, or they just?
I guarantee you, if they ever get to do a special edition of it or whatever, I guarantee you they filmed her boobs. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. But it's just not. It's just what, like I said, that's just like the one caveat of the movie. But anyways, we're gone 3 hours. Tom's got one more pick. Right. We need to get going. So, what do you got for us, Tom? What do you for your final pick of the night? If you're ready for it.
Plural, technically.
Plural, yes.
Ooh.
Okay, so let's begin. With the one that started it all, and the new Criterion edition that we just got this week of Spinal Tap.
Nice. It up to 11.
That's right. These go to 11.
See, I don't know that.
Please go to 11.
So yes, does this release go to 11? Well, it at least goes to about 8, I would say. And the reason isn't the transfer. The transfer looks great. It's a 16 millimeter from the 16 millimeter negative and some of the 35 millimeter blow up. I'm assuming for like anything with titles on it that they did opticals for. I don't think there's any transitions. That's the only time I could ever think of, because otherwise it looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. The special features on here. So what we got is the beauty of this, as far as I know, all the old special features from the old Criterion Laserdisc and DVD have been carried over to this, but it is missing some of the stuff that would have been on here.
Right.
And here. So the thing with this movie is, and still to this day, and I was saying this to Greg in the beginning of the show, we still have yet to get a good definitive version of Spinal Tap. Right. And the reason I say that is between the two of these, we've probably now finally gotten majority of the deleted stuff that's in the 4.5 hour cut. But it would be nice to have that version at some point in a version that's not like VHS quality, considering a lot of the deleted scenes on here are much better quality than that old copy that's roaming around that I'm sure I've sent you for Greg and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's also like stuff on here. This is one of the better ones as far as special features. But the weird thing with this is it has the return of Spinal Tap, but only half of it. I don't know why they don't have the last half of the special. It just ends abruptly halfway through it. And doesn't finish it. Yeah, I don't know why. Don't know. But you have a different set of like all sorts of different interviews and everything throughout the various versions of these. And there's been so much other stuff that Spinal Tap has done over the years that, I mean, you could do a whole collection on just the extra shit that they've done. Related to other
like
albums
a big
and
box set of it.
Yeah, you could do like this ultimate Spinal Tap set, and it would be great considering now the guys own the original film. They even have the trailer for the second film on here, which I did get to see.
Nice.
And I enjoyed it. It's not as good as the first film by far, but I'll rank it with some other films here that I also brought on before we get too far ahead of ourselves. But as part of the Christopher Guest films, I have a couple more to watch, but I went back and watched Waiting for Guffman and Best in Show after I went and saw Spinal Tap 2 and went through this. So yeah, I mean, I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I'm probably one of the foremost authorities on Spinal Tap on YouTube. I mean, I don't know too many people who know more than I do about fucking Spinal Tap. So.
Tom, I don't know too many people that know more than you do about anything.
Well, this is one of those things that I know a lot.
It's good.
Tom knows his shit. What is the 4K release? Did Rob Reiner authorize? Like, did he put together the? Okay,
it's approved. And actually, that's funny you asked it. I'm glad you did, because there's a great interview on here. I can't believe I'm saying this, with Patton Oswalt. Rob Reiner and Patton Oswalt.
What?
And the beauty of it is, right away, they say, we're not going to get into sex or politics or religion. So A+ right away. And then it jumps to an actual funny joke where I think it was Rob or either Patton or Rob mentioned, well, of course, we're going to be talking about rock and roll, so it has nothing to do with sex.
Nice.
And from there, the interview got off to a good start. And basically, they cover a lot of the same ground that a very truncated version of what's in the more recent book that just got released in tandem with all this. And the title of the book is actually...
But it's still a stupid. It's such a fine line between stupid and clever. Yeah, it's just clever.
That's the title. Fine line between stupid and clever. But and it's a great book, actually. It's got stuff from Rob and all the guys and other people that are involved with the films, up to and including people like Slash.
Nice.
And that's a whole nother unrelated thing. But like that book about the making of Spinal Tap and the whole history of Spinal Tap is kind of truncated, at least part of it, in this interview with Patton Oswalt. So I got to give him a thumbs up on this one for once. Can't fucking stand Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
Usually don't like Rob Reiner personally, but this is a one time where it's all about Spinal Tap. They don't get into anything else. It's not about any fucking politics. It's not about gay this or black that or anything. It's all about Spinal Tap.
The way it should be. You want to get what you deserve, what you want to see.
Yes. And and on that note, it's kind of funny because, we get to, have you guys seen Waiting for Guffman?
That's the one I have not seen. I have not seen
Okay,
Waiting for Guffman, but I have seen.
Did you guys
Guffman
want to
Head.
say or ask anything more about Spinal Tap or Spinal Tap 2 before we move on from there? I mean, I don't want to spoil anything much about Spinal Tap 2. I mean, because you get too much into it and then you start to spoil things. So, yeah.
Does it, without spoiling it, does it put you in a good place where they are today? You know what I mean? Like, because you come to know this band in the first Spinal Tap and everything, and it's like now they're much older. They are way older. Do you feel good where the band is at, where they are at the end of the second movie, where they are at?
Well, I'm sure I'd feel much worse if I weren't under such heavy sedation, but still in all, I mean, you've got to be realistic about this sort of thing,
No, actually, I'm surprised. Okay, I think things I can tell you is kind of like my 10-cent review.
Mm-hmm.
It is not woke. The closest thing to a woke joke or anything woke in the movie is a joke, and I don't want to tell you because it actually kind of works in the film. And I wouldn't consider it woke, but some people might.
Right.
It would be the closest thing I could consider to woke in the movie. They don't actually overdo the fact that they're old.
Mm-hmm.
They don't over rely on previous setup jokes and previous jokes. So it's not even like, Coming to America where it's, rehashing the same fucking jokes. No, there's new jokes here. And of course there's callbacks and things, and they're done well. Like all the cameos and everything is done so well. And the sad part about it is just knowing how they make these movies. I'm just sitting here going, I know how much is probably left on the cutting room floor.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I know of one sequence that already was cut out because they talk about it in their interviews because they've done a ton of interviews for this already to try and help promote it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, instead of having a Marshall amp that goes to 11, Nigel now has one that goes to infinity. Unfortunately, this did not make it into the movie. But they talk about it a lot. And I'm like, God, that's funny as shit. Why didn't you put that in the movie? But yeah, the stuff that's in there is pretty good. The cameos are great. My biggest complaints with the film is you can tell it's a modern film in the way that it's shot with digital cameras.
Yeah.
And the shows and stuff that have been inspired by Spinal Tap, like The Office and whatnot, and Community, this movie's shot more like that than the original Spinal Tap. But if you notice, and I'm noticing this as I'm kind of going through, his movies again, the Christopher Guest style does kind of gradually move into that kind of style anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a huge leap for people who haven't seen any of the other mockumentary films of Christopher Guest. But if you have, it's kind of more of a natural progression, I guess, if that helps.
Right.
But a lot of people, and Paul Chatto brought this up too, it does feel like it's straight to streaming kind of movie. Like as far as how it's shot. But they did have 22 million for it. Again. But it's just because it's shot on digital cameras.
Yeah, the cameras that they use and everything. Yeah.
But no, the guys they're, I mean, as far as them being old and seeing them old, I think it also helps that we've seen them grow old over the years through various roles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe Christopher Guest would be the most striking just because we haven't seen him as much.
Yeah.
Because he is such a chameleon and you've seen him possibly and didn't even know it.
Yeah,
But,
it still blows my mind that he was in Princess Bride. He was the six-fingered guy. So it still blows my mind.
How's the music in it? Do they do? I mean, they probably rehash, but do they have new songs?
Funnily enough, I have the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
All right, got it. So I can show that too for physical media. There you go.
There you go.
Okay, so what you get is a mixture of newer versions of the old songs plus a few new ones. Now, the newer ones aren't as prominent in the movie, unfortunately, which also leads me to believe a bunch of stuff was cut out. Because you only really get to see them practicing like one of the new songs and singing one of the new songs. I think maybe out of all of it. But you get great performances like of Elton John doing Cups and Cakes.
I was going to say, I saw Cups and Cakes on there. Is that... Oh, wasn't it Elton
John? Yep, and then Paul McCartney does Cups and Cakes. Sorry, you're right. Paul McCartney does Cups and Cakes, and Elton John does Flower People and Stonehenge, and then you got Garth Brooks doing Big Bottom with Faith Hill, which was kind of the catalyst for the whole thing. Because basically, I don't want to get too deep into it, but like So the whole
great.
thing is they've been broke up for 15 years.
Mhm.
And they kind of get into what broke them up and all that kind of business. And then, as I said, the movie plays it out like all this history with Spinal Tap exists. Like they blend the real world with the fake world. So like, because that's kind of the problem is once you get to a point with like Break Like the Wind, you've got real musicians playing with them now. And a lot of people are going to see their concert like they're real musicians, not a fake act. And the lines were blurred. So like you had this kind of thing. And so they play into that fact and a lot of the things that they did in the times that they did other albums and got back together. Because they even make a joke about how no band has broke up and gotten back together as much as Spinal Tap.
I like that.
But this time they've been apart for 15 years. So I think it's the longest stint they've ever been apart. And which is actually kind of true because I think we were talking about this before the show. The last time I think they toured together like this would have been 2009 ish, maybe a little 10 somewhere in there. So it would be 15 years. And that's when they did the Unplugged and Unwigged tour. And what that was they lost a bunch of their funding because it was at the recession. So a bunch of their sponsors pulled out of what was supposed to be a Spinal Tap reunion concert. And instead what they did is they just went out as themselves and they sang Spinal Tap tunes, but they also sang tunes from A Mighty Wind and all their other mockumentary stuff and things they've done over the years.
Right.
So it was kind of a collection of all the stuff that they've done over the years together, not just Spinal Tap. So that was technically the last time they played together. As far as I know, as far as like a full, now they've done other Spinal Tap things since then, but it's been just little things here and there.
Yeah.
Like I remember like Nigel did something, like they did something for like, cause they were doing something for Stonehenge. Like I think Stonehenge needed some funding or something. So they're raising some money for Stonehenge. And they used Nigel and maybe they had all three of them there. I can't remember, but I think those are on one of the Blu-rays here with the average. Like they've done tons of shit over the years. They're always popping up on, awards and popping up on
here and there. Yeah.
Here and there on things, even The Simpsons. Like, and Saturday Night Live, God knows how many times. And,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
They're fun. They're fun.
They are. They're great.
Yeah. Now, what about now? I haven't seen Waiting for Guffman.
Okay, so Waiting for Guffman was the first movie that Chris had done since Spinal Tap in the mockumentary form, which is funny because it's exactly 10 years since Spinal Tap had come out. And what Waiting for Guffman is about, Warner Archive does a great release here. I think this was also shot on 16 millimeter. It looks like it anyway. But what we got here is a movie about this little town in Missouri called Blaine. And they're celebrating their 150th anniversary. And Chris plays Corky. And he's the guy who's been charged with putting together this show for the town. They want to do like this history kind of musical retelling of the town's history, or telling of the town's history.
All right.
And it's really difficult to get into all the convoluted shit of it. But if you've seen, any of their other mockumentaries, you kind of get the idea. Now, the beauty of Corky is, and what's funny is how Chris's kid eventually became trans, is how he plays Corky as gay as fuck. And the joke of the movie is that he is gay and won't admit it. And nobody else knows or pretends not to know. I don't know how else to put it. That's kind of one of the running gags of the film, because he supposedly has a wife that nobody's ever seen. And there's one of the city council guys that's clearly in love with him. And he's gay as hell, like stereotypical gay. Like, yes, like he's great. It's fucking hilarious. And of course, you got the people in the town that make up the cast. Of course, are like his regulars from here on out. The only one I think is missing is Michael McKean in this one. And of course, Harry Shearer never came back again until Mighty Wind. But I mean, you got Louis Arquette, you got Parker Posey, you've got Eugene Levy, of course, Catherine O'Hara, Fred Willard, his standards. Oh yeah, Michael McKean, he did the music and lyrics in this though. But that's right, I don't think he's in the actual movie itself. But no, I mean, of course, Parker Posey and those guys are always great. Eugene Levy and all of them are always. Bob Balaban as well.
Yeah,
is good in it. The typicals, that you get, and that's the basis of the story. From there, it's just all kinds of, you know, just the pretentiousness that Corky has, because it kind of all goes off the rails. Okay, so the whole, okay, so I guess I should explain why the movie's called Waiting for Guffman, right? Okay, so the reason the movie's called that is what sets everything off is it's, you know, it's going to be this little musical play thing, and then all of a sudden, because Corky went and sent out word to a bunch of like critics or Broadway producers or something, I can't remember which. Guffman is either a producer or a critic, one of the two, from New York. And so he actually accepted the invitation. He's the only one who did. And so everything just became like a big fucking deal now because Guffman is coming. So Corky goes to the city council and asks for $100,000 for a budget. And they're like, Corky, our entire budget for the year is like $15,000. No, Corky is not special like the Corky on what the hell's the name of that show? Life Goes On.
Yeah.
But no, so like that's kind of the setup. And it is a goofy little fun film. And it works mainly just because of Christopher Guest. Let's be real. I mean, he is the driving force in this film mainly. Not so much the rest of the cast. But then when we get to Best in Show, which is probably the second best of the bunch, right under Spinal Tap, in my opinion. Because this movie really showcases everybody in the cast's true talents. And you also add to the, you know, Coolidge and what's her face, the tall chick. I just forgot her name.
Oh, Jane.
Jane Lynch. You add those two to the cast. And what's his face up here in the corner? He was in the last one too, and I don't know his name, but he's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Oh God, what is his name? Is that John Michael Higgins? That might be who that is.
I think that's who it is.
Yeah, I think that's his name. But yeah, so you kind of know most of these guys and their whole shtick and what they come up with. But I mean, Michael McKean and his husband in this are really good. Catherine O'Hara's great. Eugene Levy's great. Christopher Guest steals the show, but they're all like on their tops here. And this one has probably the best story as far as to follow besides Spinal Tap, as far as, you know, you don't know what's going to happen next, but it's like, it almost feels real in a way, like it works and it has some of the best gags in it. So yeah, so I'm going to hopefully watch the other two next week, but that's my haul this week. And it's a lot.
You're good.
That's a great haul.
You've seen the Best in Show, at least, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, I've seen Best in Show. I've seen A Mighty Wind. I've seen Spinal Tap. That's one.
You got to see Guffman in For Your Consideration, then.
Yeah, I haven't seen. No, I've seen For Your Consideration.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that one's a little different because it's an actual movie, but it's still improvised. They just didn't do the talking head stuff.
Where like this actress is possibly going to get an Oscar for this performance that she's going to. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. So
it's almost kind of like a spiritual kind of thing with Guffman in a weird way. When you see Guffman, you'll kind of see what I'm saying. Like they have very similar kind of the whole idea of, oh, it's a big deal now. Kind of, you know, like that whole thing is the catalyst of the story, and it's kind of the same thing with Guffman.
Yeah. I don't know why I've never seen Guffman. It was one of the ones that sort of slipped through the cracks from those.
It was not one of the more I wouldn't say well known, but it was like, it was one of those movies that was not easy to find for a while, I would say. And of course it comes out in an archive collection too, because it was pre-DVD, still in the home video age. So unless you found it somewhere on cable or had a decent video store, chances are you wouldn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
Or just happened to follow Christopher Guest and all this shit. Like I didn't even know about it until I think after Best in Show, if I'm not mistaken. I remember hearing about it, but I didn't know what it was.
Right. It's interesting. It sounds funny. Now, what you talked about and the way you act, I got to see it because it sounds funny.
I mean, it's one of those that it might grow on me more because it's the one I've seen the least besides Spinal Tap 2 now. Because, as I said, it was one that I don't know if I ever had the DVD of it even, because I think I've only seen it on video and I haven't had a video of it in 20 years, so I probably haven't seen it in 20 years, but I've seen Best in Show a million times.
Right.
I've seen Mighty Wind quite a few times. For Your Consideration, I just didn't like as much. It's probably my least of the bunch. It's good. It's just, I think I've seen it twice.
Yeah,
3
so
times.
I always like the Mighty Wind. You know, I always liked it because I love the fact that like the Spinal Tap people
That
came
one's
back
really
in this
good,
and
too.
that, and like the whole like moment they build up to with Eugene Levy and what's it, Catherine O'Hara at the with their song. I thought
You
that
know, I
was a
might
really
change
great
my mind
moment.
next week after rewatching it again because it's been a while since I've seen A Mighty Wind as well.
Yeah, it's
But
just
I
like
just didn't get to it this week. I
Those
started Meatballs before the show too.
oh nice.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I forgot that came out on a 4K, didn't it?
I want to say good things about it, but
We'll find out next week.
there's a but.
We'll find out. There's you guys' little teaser for next week for those that stuck
The
around.
cover is amazing.
Oh, that's a good teaser. Oh, now I'm curious.
In fact, it might have one of the best steelbooks I've ever seen.
Ooh.
But how's the image? Find out next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Bitches leave.
Yeah, as always. So like, subscribe to all of our channels. Thank you for sticking around us. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
How you doing? Bitches leave.